Yo,
Hey, he's been on the desk a few
we
times. My boy.
Call him a general.
here
Literally, when Tex was
for
doing an interview
G2
with
crew.
Pedro Romero in the offseason,
Yeah.
he
Best
said
of
that being
three.
called by Valen as an IGL was like being a pawn in his system. That
Yeah.
he would like control every
That's
little
so
thing
awesome.
about the team.
And,
He's a
yeah.
very thorough IGL.
Yeah.
That's the word that Tex used to describe him.
Couldn't agree more. It's going to be exciting to see this team take the stage here, as well as crew. Two fantastic squads that we're going to be treated to. But since today marks the debut of
Whoops.
G2 at VCT Americas, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the journey that brought them to our stage.
I'm really trying to prove this year that, we've been deserving to be here all along. We were formed back in 2021 and we first competed in open qualifiers with no one really knowing who we are. And we ended up making it all the way to the main event, which was like a 128 team open bracket, and we made it all the way to like the top 8. After that, we're like, whoa, what?
With our original team, the Guard, we were able to go on a great run qualifying for our first international LAN.
That's what kind of kick-started all of our careers. People had eyes on us and eyes on the Guard specifically. Unfortunately, we weren't accepted into the VCT Americas League.
Our roster had to break up because Saya player moved on to playing in APAC, and now he's playing for T1, so I'm very happy for him.
There was obviously opportunities for people to go and join teams, or big opportunities for them individually, but we kind of talked about it, and I think everyone was in the same agreement that we should stay together for the better of each other, honestly. We learned a lot together. People were able to be bold in those moments and say, hey, like maybe we should have done this better. And we're all really young, so we were just learning about life, honestly, together, maturing more. And with that, you become a better player and a better teammate. So really, we just had each other's backs from that point, and maybe we felt like, hey, maybe this little setback won't be too bad. Like, it'll be an extra year for us to develop. Even though we want to be under the big lights, competing in VCT, we kind of took it on the chin a little bit and said, hey, let's develop together because we have something good going, and let's try to make it the hard way.
And it goes 2 for 1 in favor of M80's defense. Jonah P, though, very well, may have a couple in his sights, and he does. It's 3 in total. Fourth one up top. How about it? The Guard will hold on amidst the rolling thunder.
And that's the team play of the Guard coming through.
We had to go through a Challengers circuit. It was a bumpy road in Challengers. Like, we didn't win anything early. We didn't win like the mid-season invitational. We never topped our group. Like, we were always kind of whatever. But once we got into that LAN environment in person and we felt the energy, like a whole new team came out.
John gets one. This surely cannot happen. Someone's got to hop onto it, though, and Valen, cleans everything up around it. It's a 1v2 clutch. Oh, my goodness, hold on a second. Just down to Trent. John Cutie gets to the halfway. Recon pull down, and the shot lands. No way.
Look at that, challenging again.
He hits the head of one. Oh, my goodness. Trent to find the final kill. 71 days since the rookies made it to Reykjavik, but today is the day where veterans qualify for VCT. You're Ascension champions in the Americas region.
From there, we transitioned into G2, and the history books are waiting to be written for this year.
We picked up a new player from Cloud9, which is Leaf, and I have nothing but great things to say about him. I think he's an incredible player, incredible teammate.
The sky's the limit for a team like us who have been through so many challenges. This won't be new to us.
I'm going to keep it a $150 with y'all. If that didn't make you a fan of G2, I don't know what would. What a team. We're going to see their journey happen here at the VCT America stage. So our coaches are standing by and ready for map selection.
Okay, map.
Hi guys, welcome today. As you know, teams were decided via coin flip. So G2 is team A, crew is team B. So you will have first map ban.
We'll ban Lotus.
G2 ban Lotus.
Okay.
We ban Bind.
Crew ban Bind. And you have first map pick.
We'll pick Icebox.
G2 pick Icebox.
Holy fuck.
What would you like?
We play defense.
Crew pick defense. And what map would you like?
We play Sunset.
Crew pick Sunset. And would you like attack or defense?
We'll take defense.
G2 pick defense.
So we're gonna
And we have
see
a 1-point map
Sunset.
ban.
Finally.
We'll ban split.
G2 ban split. And what would you like to ban?
Breeze.
Crew ban breeze.
Ascent?
Map is ascent. And what side would you like?
We'll pick defense.
G2 pick defense. So just to run
Damn.
through, G2 banned Lotus, crew banned bind, G2 picked Icebox, crew picked defense, crew picked Sunset, G2 picked defense, G2 banned split, crew banned breeze, decider map was ascent, and G2 picked defense. Best of luck today, boys.
We haven't seen this new G2 roster play yet, and for my money, this Icebox map that we're starting on is our best chance to see what identity they want to have, because I think that map right now has a lot of different directions you can go. We've seen teams taking into the Gecko, the Harbor Viper, the old default comp. This is really, for me, looking into the minds of Josh and Valen of what they thought up in this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, Icebox is such a structured map that you can either play it in a specific way of just like pushing, rushing, executing, or defaulting super heavy, or trying to like, ping pong and like hit sides, fake some util. I think Icebox is gonna be a really good playground for them, but I'm excited to see Sunset.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be so fun to watch.
Yeah, and for crew picking into that one as well, I think it's going to be cool. I'm guessing we're going to see the Kesnet raised on that map, which is always electric. There are so many good matchups in this one. It's crew trying to break free of a terrible last year, and G2 brand new. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be awesome. We're stoked. We're excited. We've got only one match on the docket today, and the winner moves on to face our 2023 champions. It's time for Crew versus G2. Day 3 of VCT America's Kickoff starts right now.
Pagman.
So our debut match of VCT 2024 is against Crew. Crew's obviously a strong opponent, and they've shown that they can be one of the best, like at LCQ last year.
Entonces deben tener algo que debe sorprender a la gente, pero nada, yo creo que ansioso por jugar contra ellos y enfrentarme a un nuevo equipo.
Someone that sticks out to me is like Kesnet, because he's such a strong duelist and he creates so much space, and you really gotta just put respect on a player like that who can take over and win a game for his team.
Siento que van a ser partidos duros, partidos que vamos a tener que estar todos conectados. No sirve con estar 2, 3 personas como a full. Siento que vamos a necesitar de todo el equipo.
I'm just very, very excited to showcase my team finally on VCT, and good luck to Crew, because I think it's going to be a hard match for you guys.
Riot Games Arena, it's time to kick off this Sunday and introduce our first team to the stage. Making their debut for the VCT Americas, give it up for G2!
Ooh. Ooh.
Y sus oponentes ya están listos. Denle la bienvenida a la escuadra latina.
What?
Ellos son Crew Esports.
What the heck is happening? Did I switch to the Portuguese TV or some shit? Like, was I welcome to Brazil? Caralho.
Before we start the match, we want to honor the memory of Cruz Santiago Davies Ruiz, who tragically lost his life last year. Please join us as we pay respects with a moment of silence.
Oh yeah, it's the guy that I saw it on Twitter the other day. Wait, that's a minute of silence. Well, can I ruin it, didn't I? Unlucky. Better luck next time, I guess. Anyways, back to G2 crew.
Thank you all so much. And
No problem,
goes without
man.
saying that for Santiago, his family, his friends, we love you, we miss you, and this is for you. So, that being said, these players on that stage are going to be rocking it with the seventh man, who is going to be overlooking them, and they can really, like, I guess, carry that. Carry him with him to the games, which is very beautiful.
When he was with Crew, he put his everything into it. He was one of the big reasons they ended up going on that run at the end of the year. But now they have a new roster. It's a new year. It's Crew starting again, and it's G2 for the first time taking this stage. These boys have stayed together for the last 2 years, gave up opportunities to come to Americas earlier so they could stick together. And they took last year in Tier 2 as a learning opportunity to come to Americas now in 2024 as a team with an incredible amount of experience.
Yeah, what a story for G2. That is such a cute, heartwarming story to kind of have together as a team. And both these teams have so much to prove coming into this. I think this first match, like we said earlier, for Crew, this is their momentum match. And for G2, it's kind of their, you know, their debut into this scene, so it's going to be exciting.
What is, to that point, right, you know, yes, every team, every player, everyone that goes onto that stage gives it 110% each and every time. But there's something different about these two teams, right? Because for G2, they were sitting on the outside looking in and seeing this league take form without them when they clearly belonged in this position. And then you had Crew, who struggled throughout that season. So both teams here are really looking to make a statement here for G2. The statement is, let's establish ourselves in the league. For Crew, let's go ahead and show everyone what we're made of, and that last year is behind us.
Yeah, they don't want to start again, like losing the first couple matches as well, too. So it's like, you know, they really have to put themselves out there and make sure that they get the momentum that they're trying to go for.
The two players I'm watching are the two new additions to these respective squads. Shy was a critical part of Leviathan's success last year. He's so good in the Sentinel role. He is a rock for his team that I think will add a lot of consistency to Crew that has been missing. On the other side for Leaf, this is his chance to continue to show us how good he is. Remember, a top 3 player last year in Americas, now joining in with this G2 squad, which already has a great system put together. For my money, I think it should be an easy swap in, and it looks like we might get to spot him on the jet there, which is, I mean, no better way to start the league.
Yeah, you want to come out of the gate, you know, swinging. Well, why not, you know, throw some knives at people too? Why not, you know? It's going to be exciting there. We're going into the Agent Select. Net locks in Killjoy at the start as we see what the Crew boys elect to go for here. Mimi, what you got?
I want to ask you.
Okay, never mind. Turn it on her.
What do you think is the best comp right now on Icebox? We've seen experimentation. We've seen the old comp come back. What do you reckon these teams are going for?
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of Viper kind of being thrown away on this map. I've seen a lot of like different controllers kind of
people like going towards the Harbor?
People going towards Harbor, people going towards Omen.
Okay.
Even as a solo controller, it's been happening. And
I mean,
I
there's
feel
a
like
Brimstone coming out.
Like, I don't know what is good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the controller meta has completely changed. I don't know if they're gonna try to go for a double controller, but I feel like right now that single controller, not Viper, but we do see a Viper as I say that, is gonna be something that's super interesting. And I don't know. Seeing Killjoy makes me a little bit disappointed. I thought I was gonna start seeing some crazy deadlock stuff, but unfortunately
I'm not on board with that. I think Killjoy is here to stay on this map. But I'm interested to see the Brimstone. I think strengths for that agent on defense, retakes.
Like the KO.
So many one-ways you can throw down to be able to create space for your team to get back in and find advantageous duels. On attack, those one-ways also work in post plants, and you have super more strong post-plant utility. With that Brim, Viper, and Sova all in the mix, what you're sacrificing is the Sage, which means you have to be committing deep, fighting forward in the post plants. But the Brim helps with that too. You can smoke back sight on that B, push all the way back through into Snowman. It unlocks a lot of options to make up for what you're lacking without that wall.
Yeah, exactly. And then the double controller makes it so that you can push, you can throw, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal. So again, interesting.
See what happens, and let's do this. Riot Games Arena, can you please make some noise as we get ready for our first matchup, our only matchup of the day. It's going to be a good one. And on the call, as per the usual, it's Bren and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Excited for this one. Yeah, G2, some
Nice.
call them the hydrogen bomb, but does that make Crew the coffin baby? We're about to find out, honestly. But honestly, after that LCQ run, Josh, I think that's even less likely. This is a team. They've got firepower, and they can go to distance, really, and go toe-to-toe with a lot of good teams.
That's the thing. We know that Crew are capable of reaching heights. The question is, are
My
they
money is on
able to
Crew,
do
by
it
the way.
in regular season matches, in a kickoff tournament format like this? Because outside of LCQ, we all know the story of Crew. They were close, but they never quite made it to a match victory. And that also happened during the off-season as well. So at the moment, their only wins throughout 2023, their only wins since 2022 were during LCQ when they went on that famous run. So this is a lot of pressure, I think, on Crew to start out the gate strong.
Talking about starting out strong here. Clash and a skirmish as soon as the barriers go down. A lot of players about to be meeting each other. Molly towards the side, contact plays walking into it. Net's going to be the first one to take the contact, not quite. It's all Leaf in the feed, fills up with reds. That's a G2 overwhelming victory.
And it looks like G2 have seen a pistol like that before. They weren't even trying to take space. They were just waiting for aggression coming out through B. And then they step on the accelerator, knowing that Shy would be on the opposite side of the map. And a fairly free plant here. Shy doesn't want to give away his position just yet. Thought he might be able to get a sneaky one on Leaf, but he's got one hell of a task here in a 1v3.
A little bit too much to do. No Molly as well to just try and push somebody out of position.
Turret down.
3 players to contest and tangle with. Not going to be an easy fight handed to him. Now, a bit of damage done to Trent. There might be an option here, but not even a tap onto the spike to try and force one of these fights out. Lovely shot onto the head of Leaf as well, but he's still alive and kicking. Jumping up to the high ground now, and yet just playing around it. 4 kills for Leaf. What an opening.
If there were any doubts that Leaf is going to continue performing on G2, I think we can... Well, we'll have to wait until the end of the match for sure, but at least in the pistol, it's looking fabulous. He just got gifted 2 right at the start there. Great position, like I said. Anticipation that it was coming. On paper, this is an outrageous move. Adding Leaf, I think the second best performing player of the regular season in Americas last year, to this G2 team should be spectacular. As the desk was saying, we've seen moves like this before that didn't end up actually working how you would expect them to on paper. And if there's anyone knows how to defy expectations, it would be Crew.
Certainly. Big stack on the eco. Hoping for a couple of kills here from Crew. That's a pop flash play inside their own smoke. As it goes down though, in the midst of all of that.
That smoke could not have been more perfectly timed there from MTA.
Toxin screen down.
Flash on trying to escape as well. All of the fire that's coming their way. Now, it's good from G2 just to slow it. To crawl, seeing if they can pick apart any of these players. They spotted out that there is a stack here. They have options. They want to go elsewhere. Kesnit. The Marshall.
Always a dangerous player.
Yeah, always, always, always. Reveal his hand now, but with the smoke blocking off the sideline here. Trent really pushing forward. So the wall goes down, yet caught unaware. MTA. There will be a free plant. One player left alone here, that is just Kesnit. Dart, they want to chase him down.
Look how solid that brimstone smoke is as well. A 4K in the previous round for Leaf, 4K in this round for Jonah P, who interestingly is on the Sova, a role that you would normally associate with Trent, though. You know, very happy to rotate around the initiators. But did you see the brim smoke towards the back?
Yeah.
Allowing them to get much deeper positioning and establish control over sight. Unlike the Viper wall, which they're also throwing, you can see that there from Trent on the minimap, the brim smoke actually allows you to clear sight and look down towards orange, make sure that there's no threats.
Bonus.
One of the reasons that they're running that. But it also gives you good post-plant
I have
molly.
two Vandal, and a Guardian, and two Stinger for G2.
Earned his way to the Blade Storm.
It's like very playable. Like they only lost one.
Despite the fact that G2
They only
managed them
lost
to push out
Leaf
B on the
last
pistol,
round, so
is not afraid. No.
it's a very playable bonus.
Never met him.
That guy is, I mean, Kesner's a menace. When he gets going as well. Real high skill player. Putting it out there, just an attempt to try and break the turret, a bit of mid-rounding still. Let's get rid of it, a bit pesky.
And look how they're using the Brim Smoke again. Valen put a Brim Smoke over towards Orange to make sure that they only had to worry about that one angle.
It's been re-cleared by Crew now.
But this has pulled people away from the A site, and that's Valen's idea.
Who's this guy? Stops down. Back
What a
aside.
lineup.
Really great lineups, honestly. Look at all this utility. It's going to be used to clear through. Leaf over the top. Oh, MTA!
What a shot.
To the big stage, yeah. Beautiful shot at that. With Leaf being brought down now, this is really difficult. 35 seconds left. How are you going to get the spike down? You're going to try and fight for that backside control. Molly onto the top of the rafters.
Okay, nice trade.
The even trade right now is going to be favoring Crew in this situation and more. Kesner's here to play. Rips away the hopes and dreams. Trying to have a nice and easy round, leaving it just up to Trent.
No plant.
The dice, fading it out here, but brought down in the
2
end.
kill. It's
Losing against the bonus round.
meh.
Some awesome shots from the Crew players.
Yeah.
It's like
NTA's
good, but
punish
it's
onto
not
Leaf
like.
was sublime. It just
It's
took the
okay.
sting
It's
out
not
of that
even good.
exec.
It's an okay bonus.
And then, of course, Kesnet mopping up towards the end, as you would always expect him to do. And take a look at this on the replay. I mean, wow. Leaf can barely react. He's coming around the back of the Brim Smoke.
A wonderful job. Crew are really proactive as well. As soon as the turret was destroyed in that round, they were clearing the 2-3 players into mid, making sure that they weren't pushed up behind that Brim Smoke that you pointed out. They knew immediately it was going over to be the 8 hit.
And here we see a Brim Smoke on top of Boiler, threatening like you could go for some kind of push. Shy has an alarm bot there, so they're not crazy worried, but double Brim Smokes do threaten like they could have walked underneath Tube. And that's pulled 3 players on top of the one that would usually be there. You can see how the Brim is going to open up the edges of the map for G2 to play, because it creates so much threat in the middle by obscuring these sidelines that G2 should be able to walk in easier to A and B.
Spike drop.
Winning it out. Orb up now facing together here. Lots of players ready and waiting, including Kesnet. He's getting a bit of a move on here with a flash. Oh, okay, that. There's a dart and a flash combo, but as well, just doesn't
It's
really
a big
connect in
duel
time, so
for
Kesnet gets
G2.
brought down, removed. Away from that one, the first step. Potentially there for them, but okay, return the fire. There's a bit of a gap there in the smoke. That's what Klaus was using. So 4 versus 4 now. Again, 35 seconds left. Time is running short here. If they want to try and commit to this B side, Jonah P really just taking all the space up onto the side, getting that plant down into a table. Safe corner, MTA. Taking out Melzer there as well, though. That's a spike drop down.
But now he's left in the 1v3, so this is still very difficult.
Yeah.
And G2 punish. So G2 really nicely working the map. I like this Brimstone pick so far on the attack side. Valen's certainly finding a lot of value with it because it's drawing Crew away from the edges. And you saw there, I mean, that's the slightly missed Brim Smoke that you were talking about, Brent. But actually, the damage had kind of been done prior to that because they wanted to contest yellow, but they were so far away that in running up to try and play off the back of that flash recon, Kesnet ended up overextending himself a little bit and giving his life away.
Forced down to the half-five for Crew. Again, a stacked all day. I mean, guessing correctly here. Shock Molly combo.
Yeah, that's a good util combo, and Crew almost got caught.
Up into Nesto. Got to try and get that spam. That kill. Shy is really far forward and he can't escape it. A lot of the gambles from Crew, they really are, guessing correctly in terms of where the bulk of the forces of G2 are going to be. Kesner's got the dash though. Real chance of him to just rip ahead straight off, but Valen's got the cover.
Great freeze in the round, again called by Valen.
2 more players here, but with the weaponry, maybe they'll make short work of it. Yeah, moving forwards, Klaus. And MTA don't really stand a chance there, hopping across the ropes.
Oh, they're just so speedy, zipping along the ropes, firing at them with a Vandal. It's unfair. And Melzer has spent this round thinking about pushing out B, saw the alarm bot. Net was in spawn the entire time, making sure that that couldn't even be a threat. And Melzer's just had the worst time of things here. But such is the life of a Viper on Icebox. I can tell you it is sometimes misery.
Just play and retake. When the A hits come in, your team don't stop them. You're like, oh god.
Nice shot.
Good shot.
He has to
And that could be a
deal
big difference
damage.
maker if he can get one more.
One more. Build it up.
One headshot would do it for Leaf at any distance.
That's all he needs. Players though, pushing up.
He heard him.
And not quite. And that,
picking them out.
you know, that really is a large difference. If Melzer had had his ult online, there are a lot more things that Crew can do with rotating around their defensive setups. But it's quite hard to play for an orb, to be honest. I mean, green is more difficult to hold on to now than it was before in the old Icebox, where you could have your Jet fight over it aggressively. And you've seen the shock molly combos that G2 are
I feel
having
like that
over
this
towards
is
A. Wouldn't be surprised to see
classic
another one of those
Icebox,
happen, just
you
to
know.
deny an ult orb from Klaus or Melzer, who are very close.
The defense
Doesn't look like that's what they're going for, though.
could be better.
Trent prioritizing that orb, the smoke towards mid. As
G2 has player teammates. I wonder how they are going to use the
Down towards B.
Premier teammate. I guess post plant.
Won't be too many players unless Net decides to take a lurk out through B. Seems unlikely though. He's just playing it safe, making sure that he can just hold for the push. There's probably no action there.
And you heard it from Tex earlier.
Maybe as an anti-killjoy ult.
I'm surprised he committed to it.
They
And then he
could.
got suppressed anyway.
Yeah, that was MTA's ult forced out, I believe.
That's a win for Jonah P. I'd take that trade any day
Yeah,
of the
I
week
mean,
as the attacking team, especially with no dart pick.
Yeah, no one was scaling with the Hunter's Fury either, but it made it feel like almost it was a push. Pulled out the ult ahead of time. Now 50 seconds left. The team can start to regroup. So G2 here over towards A, but again, it's a lot of players from Crew ready to meet them. That's a great knife.
Yeah. Crew got the right read for sure.
Util's just getting nothing done here. This is looking a little bit awkward. Orbital strike. Cuts up the site here. Leaf dashing ahead there. MTA once more taking care of him and finishing it. All goes down now. Still with the brim smokes.
30 seconds
Dividing up the
left.
sites, but can G2 conquer? That is the question here with the pack going down. No, the fight all the way going in a favor of
Nice.
Crew.
Good trades from
They've got it
Crew.
on lock with the entirety of that site.
Good
Second
shit.
round earned.
Two teammates for one.
That's another instance where Crew are able to take down Leaf very early on as the exec comes through. I think a lot of it is just spamming based on where they expect him to be scaling. Take a look at it in the replay here. Yeah, it's just into the smoke. It's not like Leaf gets seen.
I must have heard the updraft, I think.
Yeah, just predicting where his pathing is going to be.
Yeah.
And that is taking a lot of the edge out of G2's rounds. Still up 4-2, but Crew are doing a decent job here.
Down towards mid. Finally, that Viper's pit.
Pac-Man ult.
Yep, drop that one down onto A. Makes it nice and easy. And you can stack defenders out towards mid here. Shy with the alarm bot. Broken. Klaus over the top of Boiler. That's Net taken out. I think that was just a bit of a spam kill. Dart is going to be good here.
He's
Good
gonna-
connecting. Now they know with that shot fired. Hunter's Fury to force them out into the open, into the window.
Good
You can't
shit
escape
from
from it
Crew.
still. There it is. Damage applied. With Trent falling now, Valen is left to just try and rush into it, take some risks here, but he's lit up once more. Should be an easy kill, should be, but isn't.
And now the Viper
behind
swinging out with a
no
beer.
way!
And Melzer has just given an open entry to Jonah P as well. These two players from G2 can now regroup and fight on even footing.
Spike planted.
Molly missing a little bit late here. Valen's definitely weak, but it's 2 versus 2. Flash, that's a nice one. Just over the side of Jenny, but they haven't cleared this corner to tap onto it with the smoke as well. Out towards the side, and each individual player wins their fight. G2.
How have they gotten away with it? How have they gotten away with that? It's Valen just muscling his way through an awful situation. I think Crew played that excellently. Klaus' awareness that someone was coming through the smoke, perfect. Then the dart and the ult, excellent. The punish in here should have been perfect. And yet Valen just outskills a couple of players. And the round is flipped on its head.
Pure individualism from the IGL.
And that's annoyed me, that, as well, because that's gonna count in the stats as a successful mid to A hit.
Ah, okay.
And those almost never work.
Why? Do you have personal stocks in that, Phelan?
I do.
Okay.
G2 playing
And,
another slow beginning
yeah.
to this round, anticipating some level of aggression. From
That's
KZ. It's not a
somewhat
bad
of
gamble.
force
And there, the
by
turret is
from
smoked
Crew.
off. A different Brimstone smoke position.
Like,
I think the goal there is
Jet doesn't have full armor, Kyo doesn't have full armor.
on this angle.
Can't get a dash off.
Another great trade. Valens having a monster performance.
Sova should get the gun.
Shut down Kesnet is a massive win condition for you when you're playing against this crew team.
Oh, it's too far.
Molly, perfect placement as well. Forces TA towards the back.
It's way too far.
Again, it's that from smoke flash through it. 2 kills for him.
Okay,
Try and find a third.
legit.
Why not? The orbital strike was just a little bit ajar there. 2 players suppressing over the last 2 are. Are we really expecting Valen to try and do it again? I don't think it's likely, is it?
Have to go for it.
Contacting both of them now. There's only real chance here. Okay.
Surely not.
There's one, but it's dealt with. The deep position of net. Jump spot as well. Good discipline. Klaus is off to the side here. No way, Valen. No way.
For the ace.
On for the ace. A clutch like that. Denied by Shy.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. You hold your breath and believe for a moment.
Oh. The crew
Varin
fans
is
getting behind them. But that is now 2 rounds where they should have just easily dealt with what G2 were doing. One slipped away, the other way too close. MTA though, these flashes have been excellent. He's a player
He's
that's
online for sure.
Tier 2 player coming in to replace Nags.
Yeah.
Having his place on the roster as the flex player and looking immediately on stage like he's got some great ideas, good timing, not afraid, not letting the nerves get to him.
The firepower's there.
Certainly is. So now G2 are going to take a tactical timeout. There's a few things here, and the Brim Smokes were pulling a lot of people towards the middle lane at the start of this. Now, not so much. Now, Valen smoked off the turret in that round, and Kesnet was still trying to fight B. So there is now a possibility that you can follow those Brim Smokes a little more and use them to lurk through mid. We'll see how G2 decide to fight for this. One of the other things that crew are going to have to be thinking about as well is that the Viper wall going up, Brim Smoke's behind. When the Viper drops the wall, when Trent drops that wall, suddenly everyone from G2 is fighting on site. So that makes it really difficult to hard anchor. NTA did a great job of stopping it that time. Is it replicable?
Still money enough to buy here, especially Kesnet with his own ult online. I think another round will be good for them. Straight into it, the Knight's dodged. Here's the turret, Dash is there. There's those changes. You can catch on to him, but he heard all the noise cues as well and swung, forced Kesnet away. Gotta respect that.
So slow from G2. The first 20 seconds burnt off, but dodged that threat from Kesnet and now trying to drone to push him away.
They see the jump spot, at least they should have caught.
Do you really want to go into Kesnet here?
Yeah, it seems like a fool's errand. We know what this guy is capable of.
There are now 4 crew players ready to fight.
Flash play. There was anti-flash positioned by G2. They were seeking to try and punish an attempt like that. But time is being whistled away. Down to the minute mark.
And they are going in.
Yellow. We'll clear it.
And here comes that mid lurk.
Yeah. Knife is good still though, but that mid lurk shut down.
Stopped by Shy.
This time playing in front of it. Use the same Brim Smokes, but there's the adjustments being made by crew, and they are really having a good time at this one now. A lot of damage done to these players of G2. They are weak. Finding it more than difficult to try and get themselves into the site. Down, no
And they are low, like.
Try and play together if they want a chance to win. Kesnet, he will fall, but there's a trade by Shy. Monstrous performance so far. Jonah P. Still there. Active into the fight. No kill claimed. Shy. Real damage done. Have to go for the plan. It's going to be a wide swing. Maybe. Forced off with the volley. Shy.
Nice.
With the ace.
But around from the Rhinoceros. He shut down that lurk play on the B split without even an effort.
Really good awareness.
Take a look at this on the replay. Just boom, boom. He actually headshot through Trent's body there. And then cleans everybody else up towards the end.
A reminder, iBuyPower giving away a PC for every single ace. Hashtag unlock your ace on socials to earn your chance.
And now crew have broken the G2 economy. So G2's plans of trying to make use of that have not worked. Look at how many players on crew there are.
Already beating them.
4 stacked up on defense.
All pops off here, taking away everything.
2, 3.
The feed builds up, but can they really claim the rest of these kills? On the top of Bell, 5 HP to net. Can he really seek to do a little bit more? Not quite. Crew. That's explosive. What a beginning.
And Crew have figured out how to deal with G2, which is, don't bother about spreading out around the map. Actually, just stack 4 players wherever they're making noise. And G2, because they're heavily defaulting themselves towards one side of the map or the other, are not really able to ping pong.
Crew are making the right reads, like you're saying, you know, just follow the noise cues or what, but you know, these stacks of players, it's paying off for them. Right back into it. This time though, Crew, only one player gonna be anchoring, it's Melzer.
Look at G2 again though, all 5 players in one side of the map.
Kesnet's just pushing.
And Crew are gonna be so fast to rotate.
Again, Kesnet with the disrespect. This man does not care. He's going to be giving all this information the entire time, coming to his teams like, guys, it's going to be A. Stacking over towards it. Now the lockdown makes it really obvious.
I thought Shine might have gone for the counter lockdown, but he wasn't quick enough. They do have that for the retake, though.
So the scaling's there from G2 with the plant down. Pit on top of it. It's going to be difficult to get through, but now, yeah, lockdown. Used, push them out of the pit most likely.
The pit's fairly decent here though, because Trent is going to be able to keep it alive, I think.
Potentially. Orbital strike. Where's this punish? That's onto the lockdown. Yeah, destroys it out, so they can still play up close and personal. A bit of spam. War through the smoke. Star needs to be dealt with, and it is. Trent. With him still alive, the pit's still up. Kesnet though, he's up close towards him. Traded by Jonah P, but Shy's there as well for the follow-up. Inside the pit now, MTA. Taking names and taking the space of the rest of his team. They pushed them all the way back to the fuse. Tapped. Will they force them out wide? Yes, they will. Crew. Again. Right answers, the right pace, and they've taken the lead in the map.
Man, those teams are trading blow for blow, like...
They've really figured out how to deal with what G2 are throwing at them quickly. This is a team that struggled to close things out, struggled to find the answer all throughout the regular season to be able to put map
Interfury for both servers.
So far, so good. Even after their lockdown was good, taken care of. They're following up on Kesnet really nicely. MTA's got so much confidence for a new player on stage. They're looking aggressive, confident.
The trades are instantaneous as well.
Yeah.
They're not letting anything get slipped by. Good stuff. Last round now for them. Updraft, dash on top of the tube.
There is no like available ultimate
To do here, and a drone in his face on top of it. What options are available to him? Kesnet
outside of the Interfury.
They realize that Trent slipped through. Yes. Whoa. Kesnet again.
Trent forced the scamper.
The thing is though, this is the first round where G2 are making noise on the opposite side of the map and then trying to sneak contact their way into A. There was a shot there from Valen though. He's just given away that at least somebody's towards A.
Yeah, I mean, the wall goes up as an answer.
Now getting too heavily pressured.
Elder still with the mollies, but not enough to deny the plant. Alan's doing this in an unconventional location. It's going to force G2, I think, to be like a little bit up close here.
Valen himself doesn't have the Brimstone Molly to play post-plant, so he can play aggressive on site. Net's already placed those down. They have double shot, double snake, well, one snake right now.
Gonna have to with this one here is the take. Crew moving forwards. Kesnet taken out. Hunter's Fury to set it up. Crew need to be taking space. Net does a nade at your feet and you're down. All the way through. That's Jonah P answering back with his own. And Trent, he's still there close to the generator. All up to Klaus.
I saw him.
Starting to work against him. The pressure mounting. Shot down forwards. That's a kill found. And one more player is low. And like I said, the spike was not planned for him. A tap, but he doesn't stick it. And the win conditions running out.
No time. 6-6.
But a really, really nice attempt.
Great try, just a little too slow. And G2 in round 12 might have just managed to figure out the solution at the 11th hour. You know, being able to get that plan down and tick enough time off before Crew swarmed to meet them. That was a very competitive half from both teams.
Oh, yeah.
Super back and forth. But that's how every Crew map was during the regular season last year.
It always felt competitive. Every single time. Vancilia is actually
I don't know.
with G2 Shazam.
I feel like
Thank you so much, Brennan. Sideshow. I'm joined here by
even though it's 6-6, it's still Crew's advantage because it's like G2's map pick, so they should be able to play both attack and defense.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my first time at the arena actually.
Right, like if you pick a map,
we gave out some cookies.
you want to be able to play no matter what the enemy team picks first, so
had really what it takes to really win Americas pretty much for the kickoff. You had a chance to play
I
against
feel
them
like
during the
Crew is still
challengers.
ahead,
What do you think is the biggest strength that G2 currently has here with this roster?
which means we could only see only two
in the
maps.
scene right
So
now, and I think that built like a lot of chemistry for them. No matter the situational, it feels like they take their time, they're patient, and they know how to work together and come out of a round that's probably not favored for them.
Speaking of chemistry, there was a lot of chemistry in the Clouded games yesterday. I wanted to know, I'm pretty sure you watched the games because everybody else probably watched it, right? So tell me about what you thought about the Cloud games. Well, Loud and Sentinels, pretty much.
They're a lot of fun. They're very exciting. Loud is always like a really fun team to watch. You know, Ascent might have gotten a little stale with some of the comps, so it was exciting to watch, you know, something creative and new. And I enjoyed them very much.
All right, now is G2 looking so far in this Icebox? I mean, you finished the half at 6-6. Do you think they have what it takes to close the series?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to be biased, but yeah, I have faith in the guys. They'll 2-0 this.
Awesome. Well, Shaz, always awesome to see you, brother. All the best, and we'll pass it back to the casters.
We'll be getting into the second half shortly, but yeah, super competitive. I mean, a 6-6 half. Can't ask for anything better.
I mean, I'm just taking a look at the scoreboard because I got blown away by the macro and how they were reacting. But having a look, seeing MTA top of the scoreboard, it really feels like he's having a lot of impact. And then I'm looking over towards the other side. Leaf got 4 kills on the pistol round, and since then he's been 3 and 10. Just getting shut down at the start of so many of these rounds, so he has yet to really come online. Half of that because I think Crew have just got really good anticipation of how he was playing on the attack side.
Look at the patience on show by Crew here on their attack side, anticipating that aggression. You're right, you know, the Jet players, particularly Leaf, really a bit of a fall off. We'll see on the defensive side of things are a little bit easier for him.
Yeah.
Usually they are.
And you think about how Crew got that success at LCQ, it was by playing very disciplined 1-3-1 defaults, where the 2 players on the outside of the map would never make a mistake. Super disciplined.
Leaf feeling like he had to overstay his welcome there, but a couple of shots off, rattled Kesnet. He's in, out towards yellow now, clearing out for the rest of his team. Taking the space, but the wall's not up for the rest of them to cross. Dash active, maybe a little bit too early for Leaf. Unlikely to get value, and yet fades away. Here's the wall. Again, no noise being made. Look at it, creeping up. They're going to pop flash through, potentially with a knife. No, a tap. Seeking some sort of response here, trying to meet them with just pure, raw manpower. And they are being met with G2. Got players towards the back. Leaf and Valin respond in time.
solid from G2.
Great cleanup from G2. Crew had a great idea there.
It's the second very convincing pistol from G2, so
that they could punish them.
as I say, they have an idea of how they want to play Icebox from start to finish, both attack and defense.
It's one of the first times actually where we've seen the kind of team fighting and brawling from Crew disintegrate a little bit and look a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
And it might have come at the worst time because that pistol is so important at a 6-6. G2 take the lead back.
No outlaw from G2 and no shield from Crew, so
Not that the smoke is going to stop a shock molly combo, but
very
it
interesting.
will stop somebody trying to get eyes on him. Look at where Net has put
Outside
that
of the
out.
jet,
So he's got one to
they
try
are
to deny the
basically
plant,
dry.
and then he's also got one in case they try to fight aggressive onto it. So he's thinking about how MTA might want to use those flashes. You can see it almost at his feet here, blocking up that choke point into Snowman.
Spike going to be rejoining the rest of Crew, making their way over towards B. Now Swarm was removed.
I would assume that Valin has some kind of molly lineup to the default plant as well, though he may use it in a retake. Slow beginnings here for Crew.
Really slow. Two's entire game plan just revolving around.
G2 is giving up a lot of space. They are really playing these.
Here opens up just one of the sight lines, escaping away. Mel's is on one. Literally
These
one.
fights safely.
Making sure they can clear this one. Look at the way these smokes are just so good at just segmenting the entirety of this side. A push through from NTA is barely dealt with, enough damage done still. Everybody will fall.
And same as the second round from first half. only one G2 member dies. It was the Jet, and now it's the Killjoy. So they could have a really strong bonus.
Molly as well, spray into the smokes.
A really strong shot at bonus.
And then focus on putting pressure on the defuse. Seems like
And Brim is building his ultimate
an idea maybe of how they can play around it.
really fast. Like he's already at 6 stacks.
G2 with 3 bulldogs.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention if they are prioritizing him, like for diffuses and stuff. But
Deep push again from Leaf all the way into Nest. He's removed the turret early, which Crew was holding.
or if he's just the one who got the kills. I think it's the second option.
It's kind of wild that you even get an angle to break that knife, actually. They denied a bit of information over towards yellow, and now Crew are a bit cautious of that, thinking there could be some kind of aggressive play.
The range on these Brim smokes, I mean, Valen is just...
Not a huge fan of the setup for Killjoy on B. Like,
Starting to see the limitations of Brimstone. Why I used to see Omen played all the time in a similar capacity, but
she kinda like gives up a lot of
game plan, just contacting Kesnick, getting a bit of a run on.
utility, you know.
Left in the tank, the wall goes down. Kesnick faces with the dash. Still
Like
there.
her bot is almost always gonna be destroyed or find no value, and she's gonna pop a molly on automatically, kinda like as an autopilot,
Straight through the smokes again. Kesnick
which is
lucky one for it.
I don't know, very predictable, and you see who play really slow about it.
Right through the smokes once more. First bear, what was Trent? Just then, tap onto the defuse.
I guess it gives them time for the retake, but
Trent, all the way
I don't
through,
know.
they can't do anything.
Feel like it's very passive and predictable. And they gave up the bonus. They went and say
coming forwards,
that's huge for
They have
G2.
one ways in your face. They have an ult in your face. They've got recons coming in, and the spam through the smoke is really potent in those kind of situations. Alright, Crew have got to come up with a way of abusing that, and I think one of the ways would be to play more aggressive post-plant positions. G2 at the moment are just getting all of the sight for free, and then taking the fight towards yellow and green. Crew have got to make them fight for every inch on the retake.
No one pushing away from the orbs. Farming them up over towards A. And again, it's the B side for Crew. Maybe we'll see those adjustments you talked about. Flash. In towards the back. Clearing it through.
Yeah, Shy's getting pressured a little bit over towards A here.
And this is what G2 have been doing prior.
Yeah, they are
Maybe
going
Shy
to
doesn't anticipate them
go
to actually push
for
up behind it this time. They have
but
been
the
breaking the
rotation
current
is
part of
here,
the
so
conditioning. Players to meet him.
oh,
Will
the
get
timing
both of
is
them.
good
Back
for
and forth with his
Shy.
team there, but Leaf is backing away. Just taking the one casualty.
He has
Dash
to
as
go,
well.
yeah.
Disengaged for now, but a great opener. Maybe Crew can work off it.
And a pretty great read as well by Crew, calling for the reinforcements very early on there so that they were ready to back up Shy.
Brave from Leaf in this
I don't
position.
think they called for reinforcement. I think they just were rotating because they're gonna eat they are going to eat hay.
Kesnet this whole time.
We have an infiltration from the Jet,
And he spots the player out anyway.
and now we have the call. And the Jet's kitchen, which is always an annoying pause.
You don't want to take the 4v2 over towards
That's
A.
why it's
Make sure that
annoying.
this round is completely secured. Trent's in an utterly unwinnable spot.
There's one from that. Nicely done.
Like you have control over like mid to site, like mid rotation,
And how Melzu was calling then.
and
Kesnet pressuring B, Shy watching
CT rotation at the same time,
players
like
in the middle who were able to rotate between the B pressure
being
and
able
the A
to
pressure, depending on what
put someone like kitchen
well ping pong.
when you know there is nobody's sight. It's like such a thorn in the side of the defending team, such a strong position.
But they still went 0-9 throughout the regular season, and their off-season performance
Full
wasn't
timeout.
amazing either. So I was thinking, is LCQ just a flash in the pan? it's really difficult to know. But so far, they are playing very competitively against G2.
Yeah. Messi's sign's going to go amiss, I think, with the American audience, but I respect the attempt. But yeah, you're right, Josh. I mean, a flash in the pan indeed.
Oh, well, I think
maybe evidence for it, right? That is the question for Crew. But I think right now they're proving again they can go toe to toe because, you know, you think about these Ascension teams as well. A team of the caliber of G2, I would often put them, I think, higher up than a lot of the teams in your partnership system sometimes.
I mean, yeah, that's a great question. Which would you respect more, the winner of LCQ or the winner of Ascension? The tier 2 teams are no joke. I think that's a real question.
Yeah, and I think I would put it a little bit over towards G2's favor. I think I respect that a little bit more, but Crew, can't deny, they've got good ideas. They've got the firepower, they're not scared. They've got the confidence, it's boundless right now. They're only trailing by 2. Can they maybe even it up? Leaf with the operator. Here now on towards B.
Certainly could be a game changer.
Drone should spot this. Indeed, didn't even break the drone actually as well. Reposition, still has a dash. Can take this peak timing, but doesn't know that Kesnet has crossed out towards the left.
And there are no flashes for him to go for that re-establishment onto the aggressive angle. And whereas G2 were often finishing where they first showed presence, Crew are kind of doing the opposite. Most of the time when they take B control, they are now leaning A. And it looks like G2 have the read on this because Trent is already coming to reinforce the A site. A one-way being thrown? Or is that just a default smoke, actually? Yeah, just a default smoke. There are plenty of different one-ways, though, that you can run with Brim on the A site.
Super aware. Time just being brought down. 35 seconds. Molly's at their feet now. They can't really cross past that boundary to get into the back of the side. They're finding it really difficult to chew through.
Trent is just eating the vulnerable
to the slide into the corner here. Okay, barreling through. That's brute force. Respect the approach here. So Crew have found that opening onto the side, and now this retake pretty much chalked, isn't it? Leaf's got the operator. He's still making his way over towards Rafters. But most likely a save.
And Crew found a ton of success there by just relying on their fundamentals. Getting in, I mean, the first step, they found a really good knife, actually, onto Trent and Jonah P. So no opportunity to use shock molly combos onto the planter. So that's a huge bonus right from the beginning. But then by triple facing onto Rafters, they ensure that they just have so many... Oh, they'll kill?
Hunt begins. This operator's important. Leaf really wants to hold on to this one. Longest spike explosion of all time. This man is sweating right now. Over the top. The right click.
They got him.
Op denied.
Spam the box? What?
Yeah, look at the economy.
Oh.
Really too feasible to get another one.
And again, we are in a situation with like 2 survivors.
So yeah, take a look at this swing. It's a flash out from NTA.
Else.
Utility has been excellent and really well coordinated.
Last time it went the way of
and it just,
the
it's all over in one fell
attack side, I think.
Kesnet's happy about that one. They got rid of the op. That was the goal.
Or the defense.
No players to meet them on G2. Over towards A.
Yeah, it went the way of G2, so attack. No, it went the way of
barely spots it out actually. I think he might have had his knife out in that.
G2, so defense.
Lambot broken.
I don't remember.
That didn't really pressure.
Anyways.
To accelerate onto A, right? Even though they know that there was a couple of people pushing out B, they're still very diligent with the way that they're clearing angles.
Taking their time with it.
They are playing like who do I take on A?
Snake bites. Enough to delay. A tap from Klaus. That's again trying to pull out extra pieces. Still a minute left. Hunter's Fury. Any sort of connection. To the usual spots.
And he's
well.
not
really
gonna find anything.
On the opposing side. It's Klaus. Let's it rip. Again, no kills have really been found. It's a bit of a stalemate between both these teams. The smoke's faded away now. Gonna try and hold on to backside control, but that can be a tricky business plan for Melzer. Finally, will he get this one off all the way through G2?
1 for 1.
Take a fight to them. All the bodies in the world.
They are in the site.
Really finding it hard to try and get into that backside control. Melzer
It's so hard to get in the site like properly. Once you've given Once you've given up the site, like...
They're playing off each other superbly and applying so much pressure onto G2 when they try to come back into sight.
And that's the huge difference between like the Brim and the KO, I think. Like the KO knife is so annoying that they have to play outside of the site, you know. They have to play outside of A, and then on the retakes they can't do anything. Because Crew baited every single piece of utility from G2, like every single shock dart, molly from Brim, from Viper and shit, and even some Killjoy like nano swarms and shit. And he found someone. And now, look, now they are playing 4 on site. Because they know, like, they have to stop it before they get in. Otherwise, it's GG.
They're just holding. Really working the clock, honestly.
I think they're gonna go with the KO ultimate. Yeah.
They've been rotating away. This time they hit.
Forwards though with the stinger.
Found him. To kill, they can res the KO, so it's a 3v1. He has to rotate. They have to respect because they don't know if he's here or not. Yep. What?
It's a 1v1. Shy with a plant down. Time force against him.
And Shy again. Shy really is the MVP for Crew.
In these dodgy situations.
And they have the Killjoy ultimate, so they can go A again, like... There is no KO knife to, like, disable the Crew's Killjoy, so...
They're getting away with it. G2 still can't prove that they have the answer to stop Crew just simply going A.
That's why it's so weird to see people like waste Hunter Fury like they did. Okay, a Viper Pit on B for G2, open kill for Crew.
Trying to get himself out of there. Bullets raining down, peppering him onto the floor, but he is lucky.
You should run.
Yep, and that's a huge ulti Killjoy.
Really no chance, is that?
And they are gonna have to respect it and get out.
He's gonna get detained, yeah. Push back here, should be an open site for Crew. Only delaying him just ever so slightly. Smoke's down. Smoke's dropped down. What's the call now from G2? Do they seek to try and fight this one? Still with that player disadvantage, Kesnit!
And he finds 2 more. I think it's a save. They are gonna save. Yeah, the Killjoy is moving away. And they are gonna go and hunt.
Trent doesn't have very much money. It's worth getting the weapon out of his hand. And
He's gonna draft.
This is the perfect situation to play for the clip.
No.
Where could he be? Trent. He's tight cowering.
I mean, they heard him on B. They know he... I don't know if they know if he...
Completely dodged and avoided.
If he used his ultimate. They're gonna go kitchen.
Players running straight into him. MTA. He's baiting him so he can get the
What a ball.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And iBuy Power actually seething at that. We have to give away another one.
And now it's the opposite scenario. So we'll see if that Brimstone ultimate is useful.
Look at the angles that Kesnit is fighting to get those 2 on top of Generator. They're not giving G2 any space to attempt a retake. In order to set up a retake, you need at least the little bit of map control to start moving forwards. And most teams on Icebox are just going to give you that. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to play for sharks, we're going to play for mollies, that kind of thing. Let's back off and play towards belt. And instead, Crew are choking out G2. And they're also just going A every round.
Yeah. Icebox moment.
Yeah.
Go A every round.
Actually, Icebox... Icebox single piece of A4 paper strap mode. Crew fan favourites here in the Riot Games Arena for what they did last year at LCQ.
What's the play now for G2 to try and bounce back here because it's lead? Got away from them.
Yeah, I mean, they could try doing something like a triple push down mid, see if they can overwhelm Shy, who's normally been holding that, and get a flank retake. That's something they could attempt. I think it's worth trying that kind of thing on the eco, so then you can just stack 4 players A on rifle rounds. But that's what they'll have been discussing during the timeout. To be honest, this one's a bit of a throwaway. And then G2 have to win 3 rounds straight to get it to overtime, assuming the crew can convert here.
They're gonna flash, yeah, to get out. That flash is questionable.
The big danger in this round is
He's gonna knife? No.
But MTA
They're rotating.
kind of just hold on to his knife.
And G2 is taking space.
Here's it. Turret active as well. Thrown up close. Broken. Updraft. Knives. Miss.
They are hunting for that killjoy.
Reinforcements. The crew players are there, backing.
I said it earlier, but
And now they are like running like headless chicken.
every single second out of them. MTA.
What is that? That's from on top of generator, like the AWP angle. What a shot.
What the hell is that? Molly sent flying. Kesnet still here, lurking around the corner. He's going to be meeting Net. Net only with the Sheriff. Jiggling. Spots it. He's kind of stuck in his position right now. I need some help from the rest of his team because there's just lurks on and lurks over the top. Updraft play. Kesnet baiting like he could be there. Trying to force him out wide into the open net. Seeking to deny the plan from getting off here. But this is a round has fallen to pieces unless Leaf can do something about it.
And G2 was like
Forwards. Shy. He's running away. Here's the noise cue.
completely outmaneuvered.
This is a really hard round. You even cleared this corner. Melzer wants to take the fight straight to them. Okay, it's traded.
But there goes Leaf with his Blade Storm.
Picks up a rifle. Orbital strike from Valen. He's still got 1 smoke. I think maybe there's a chance, but no, Kesnet just want to fight some straight up. Okay, swinging wide. Yeah. Confidence in the aim.
They just spam him. Yeah.
I respect it.
That's a masterclass round called by Melzer as well. They insert Melzer up to
And so
the kitchen at the very start.
the freaking brimstone is useless. Like compared to the freaking kill, man.
After they lose MTA to a great shot from Leaf. They've got
Yeah, great open. They found the spike.
Trent, and the B site is there.
And I think like if they kill him without the spike, I think they're like not as lost on the map. But the fact that they found the spike, they all started to run around and like they found a nope. B
I think
long,
that's the kind of confidence you need.
B main.
They've got to get info to deny Kesnet going for his lurks up towards B.
Hard to hold that angle with the op though. It's 2 positions. You can't hold both of them. Into mid now. Isn't there with the knives?
This looks like Ned is going to be asked some serious questions of him. Once this alarm bot gets broken, and they know it's here.
Trying to find it. Running straight through, not even using util to clear. Updraft, they're just going straight into their spawn. This is almost unheard of. There's a dart to clear it. Dash through into the back of it. All the way through. Valen this time will contain, but Net, there's the question.
1 for 1.
Of him. Melzer taking him out. It's even trades across the board. 3 versus 3. Trent moving forward. Still, they know a player's there. Straight up through the mid to A. Melzer. 1v1 now. Spike in his hands. To get the plant off here.
Leaf spotted way earlier. Didn't get seen in mid.
Yeah.
And Leafs picked up a Vandal. Exchanged it for the AWP.
This is it.
He managed to plant, like he should have a lineup for that plant.
Not a death sentence for Leaf.
It's fairly like.
Melzer will have to peak at some point.
Melzer, opportunity of a lifetime.
That timing, that reposition. Oh, he's gonna find him.
Down, up close, corners. Will the fight be won? Yes, Melzer. Oh,
damn. If he's
Grand opening, grand closing. Melzer called an insane game and wins the clutch towards the end. Crew
he's bested here.
It looked like they were struggling at the beginning of this map, the very first quarter.
I mean, they lost both pistols.
Stacking the sights wherever they saw G2 approaching, and that
So of course they're gonna struggle, like. When you lose 2 pistol, you basically lose 6 rounds. Because you lose the pistol, you lose the echo. You win the bonus, but then generally you take damage during the enemy bonus if you don't lose it. And then the first like armed round where both teams have rifles, you generally have like less armor and shit, so it's generally like the team that wins the pistol is generally in like 3-1, like. So if you win 2 pistol, you are in 6-2, which is huge. Like it's half of the job done, basically. Which is massive. But yeah, congrats to Crew. They are above, like they win G2's map pick and shit, like they definitely are above.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle, you're going to be able to fight this.
A nice first game though. Like.
I'm standing here with Adam of Crew, and Adam, congratulations on the win of the first map on Icebox. You know, I kind of want to talk about Kesnet. Usually, he's just doing Kesnet things, but most importantly, I want to talk about your new players in Shy and MTA.
Yeah.
It seems like they brought a lot to the table this map. Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, I'm just proud about both of them because it's new for them to come to a different team where we have a really different play style, and it's also they have to learn to go crazy with Kesnet, because he does Kesnet things. So
Exactly.
both of them are like extra bats for Kesnet, and with all three of them, I think we are a really dangerous team.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach Adam, and all the best for the rest of the series.
Thank you. Bye.
Crew pick up a massive win for the team as they managed to topple G2 on their pick of Icebox. You know, actually, funny enough, it's quite ironic because the G2 was going around, not that cookie, we're going around and making these cookies, and one of the cookies says, who? And I think they have just answered that question for themselves. Yeah, right? Because they now know what Crew is all about. And we were a little skeptical, I think, going into it, only because a lot of unknown factors, right? But I think now Kesnet looks amazing. Like, everything is clicking for this team, and it couldn't have happened for a better group of guys.
Kesnet looked great, but really what stuck with me from that game was how good the calling was from Melzer and the read that he and Adam had on that one. That Brimstone comp is not something that you see very often, especially here in North America. It's not something that you're going to be scrimming against a lot, and I thought they really quickly figured out its weakness. It wants to be playing the retake, playing the stall with mollies on B, so they really slowed their game down, played that 3-1-1 style, constantly defaulting, baiting out utility, and had some great late round hits to just destroy G2 on this A site over and over again.
Yeah, they went A so many rounds in a row, and the second that they stopped and kind of slowed down to take their pace, even different places into that mid, it still worked out in their favor because they did such a good job at baiting that util. They did such a good job at even breaking that KJ turret or ruining a little bit of their setup towards that B site. They put in so much effort to just bait, and even on the executes, they did not go in way too fast. They knew that there were mollies waiting to stop them. They knew that there was like a chance that there was counter util for them. And instead of just like running into sight, they threw their first set of util, waited for that wave, and just let their teammates go. And MTA with those flashes, man, like they're looking so good too. He's going crazy on that KO.
And you were talking about Kesnet. He was great, but he wasn't the Kesnet that was great during the regular season when his team was losing every map. He was the Kesnet of LCQ, who is still playing really well, but is in his IGL system and is not taking undue risks. He's still Kesnet. He's still going to peak sometimes. He's still going to take that risk. But he was not going off on his own and making silly mistakes and overheating. He was playing into their idea very, very well, and that cohesive product is what made Crew go on a run before, and I'm so happy to see that's continuing here in 24.
Yeah, I just wanted to see this team show us some layers, right? Some different speeds, if you will. If something, you know, the game's ramping up, then you meet that speed. If the game's slowing down, then you also slow down, and that
I think they really controlled the pace in that second.
Yeah, they really did.
I mean, a big part of that was this guy, MTA. His debut was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally looking and watching MTA because I just said it earlier, his flashes were so good, his util was so good. The timing for his teammates, for the team around him and the plays that he made and kind of opened up for Kesnet, for the rest of the team was amazing. And even after that, playing up in those post-plant positions, playing a little bit aggressive and making sure that it doesn't, you know, allow the other team to just retake the site fully. Like, even playing like that, he just did such a phenomenal job for his first time being on this stage.
And when you're giving up the Sage or the Harbor to pick into that KO, I think it's the most important role in how you're using that utility. And I think he did a great job at that, at timing when he was using his flashes, at setting up Kesnet super well, and also kind of deciding when to use that KO knife in a comp with so much utility, like what G2 was going for. I felt like that knife was getting so much value to deny these brim smokes on the
Oh my god, tomorrow there is like fucking unlucky Sentinels. That's hype as
I
fuck,
couldn't agree
man.
more. I mean, honestly, unlike the New York Metropolitan Transit Authority, this MTA is actually quite reliable. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy could do a little bit more. Myrna, you are my favorite person, by the way. I just really want you to know
That's
that.
gonna be hype as fuck.
That's true, you did. Yes. As a frequent train goer. But let's not talk about trains much longer. Mimi can go all day, and we'll hear from Josh RT about what he had to say going into map 2.
Standing here now with Josh RT of G2. Josh, it seems like you had a very strong start on the first half and the second half, but the lead just slipped. What happened on Icebox against Crew, and how do you fix this for map 2?
I think Crew made pretty good adjustments during like the midway in the half and a little bit on their second half, but I think the best change we can do is just tighten up our comms a little bit, make sure we're more clear and concise, coordinate the retakes a little bit better, and I think as long as we do that, we'll take away map 2.
Awesome. Well, Josh, good luck for the rest of the series, man. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Later.
G2 are going to need to dust off whatever happened there on Icebox and just move on to the nicer, well, sunnier landscapes of Sunset as we get ready for map number 2. This is going to be Crew's pick here, Mimi. Not now. But actually, I am going to ask you, what should we be expecting here? There are obviously fans that are coming in that maybe aren't too familiar with this map. What should fans be expecting?
So I think this map, particularly on defense, it kind of revolves a lot around what space you're fighting for. I think fighting for A main control or B main control and pushing for that extremity control with your breach, your fade, whatever that is, and your raise to deny that space is super important on this map. I'd expect most of these teams to be picking into Cypher. He's incredible as an anchor on these sites as defense, and on attack, those mid lurks into the late round really open up your opportunities as an IGL. For my money, I think Sunset plays the most similar to Ascent for stuff we already have in the pool.
Yeah, I think like Ascent, Split, those two kind of maps are definitely like a lot of the similarities when it comes to Sunset. Double controller.
What do
you
you
have
make
double
of that?
initiator, double control. I actually love this. I think space making on this map isn't as
And a
big as I feel like it is
chamber.
on Ascent, for example, only because there isn't that
A
much
Sova on Sunset.
and you have the chamber just going in, baiting in util, being able to TP out. You have a lot of ability to kind of get onto that site and bait all that util without actually having to have a jet or raise or have some sort of
Bait
easy move.
kill. Wow.
That's what Crew's rocking with. They're locking in the chamber instead. But I think that could work for their style. They love these slow, defaulty attack sides where you give space for Kesnet to work a pick. I'm so excited to see what he can pull out on that chamber.
No Cypher. Kill fade. I feel like they have an anti-Cypher comp almost. I don't know. I don't know if double controller is good.
Leading in one of the maps here, looking to take it all the way.
I feel like pro player put a lot of value in Viper.
No, I don't think so. No more Brimstone gaming, but I think it's going to be an
Like,
interesting map
we
nonetheless.
keep seeing double controller
We haven't seen
and
Sunset play
Viper,
the Americas at all so far,
every
so this is gonna
fucking
be our
map,
first
every
look
fucking
at what
time.
it's gonna
Like,
be like in this region. Although I doubt most teams are
I
going to be
don't know
playing
if
no-
it's
no
like-
duelist comps. But who knows? Who knows? I'm intrigued. I think double initiator does seem
I think
super strong for
two
heavy
mollies are really strong. Like,
double controller is also pretty decent for trying to play a little slower, and that seems more towards Crew's style. Let's have a look then. Yeah. So they've got a bit of a lurk Viper wall over towards B. You would expect that to be countered by the trip most of the time.
and they're just
Crew
running.
not slowing
Like,
down at all.
oh wow,
Leaf was there
what
to
a
be
nice shot.
prowler ahead of it just in case of the unbreakable trip, and Jonah PC gonna
And
take
another pistol going the way of
Two
G2.
players will fall, another fight to be taken. Bit of a dink there,
Okay.
damage being done. So Melsa, weak, but still claims that kill. And that's, oh my god, saving his teammate's life there, out towards the
Yep.
side. It's all G2.
Another clean pistol for G2.
Yeah, that was a fast one. I mean, just from the very first pick, where I barely saw a crew member peek their head into market, and it got ripped off. That was.
I don't know if G2's pistols are clean or if
About the compositions just there. Just that G2 have really nice, quick responses to B splits.
if Crew is just like throwing
One of the
pistols.
important things to think about is that trip that Net just threw.
I definitely prefer the G2 comp. I don't understand the Sova. I don't like the Sova. I think a Sky Because you don't have flashes, basically. You need a Sky in that comp. You don't have flashes. I think a Sky instead of Sova would be like way better.
And you can see here it's already allowing G2
Or KO if you... But then you don't have the dog.
Players tucked up into elbow.
So, yeah, I think Sky for G2 would be, in my opinion, way better than Sova.
Hard to get through either side of the A split.
Sky and then KO, I would put them above Sova.
Entirety of this A side is really just under lock and key with the amount of players they got the crossfire set.
And the Fade with no raise.
He has some cheese, not enough really with the range.
Chamber, I really don't like the crew team comp. I think they are like trying too hard. We could see G2 win that map, like.
Yeah, keeping all of that weaponry online. Aside from Jonah P.
And another four people alive.
Creeping towards the
Because
ultimate. He
like
had a big start on the previous map as well, and then cooled off.
the same thing as last map. Clean pistol, one loss, and then clean second round, only one loss. And now they have a strong weaponry and strong economy. So crew are gonna have to come back again and play from behind.
Is filling in the sentinel role for this team rather than an initiator like he has done in the past.
No outlaw too,
It does, yeah.
but it's a small map. There is not a lot of good outlaw lines. And both teams have double controller, so it's as expected. Still, like last round, crew didn't buy small shield, so they are still playing around an outlaw, a possible outlaw round 2.
HP just tipping away here. No kills.
Kesnet up to his lurks. Same kind of thing he was doing on Icebox.
Yep. In place start. The smoke up into his face, but here we go. Drop down! What a flick and adjustment. Trade.
1 for 1. Good trade.
Such an important kill that Jonah P gets. Because if Kesnet starts to get rolling and opens up A for the rest of his team, you're going to have all the same issues that you did on the previous map. Jonah calls for reinforcements. Valen in his spot.
Jiggle. The angle. What a cheeky way to do it, but Shy was only on 20 health as well. Maybe could have got away with that as well if he had a bit more health to him. Team running out now. Trying to scale onto the side towards the back of the box. Jonah P was blinded up, and Valen narrowly assists, not with a smoke in his face.
Valen was slow on that paranoia.
Yeah.
He didn't catch onto MTA, and that's why Jonah P died. So now
The G2 counter flash was a little slow.
Here comes Net.
Oh my god.
That was brought down. 2 players still anchored tucked to the side as MTA and Klaus.
Cover going out.
Do have those rifles, but it's a really difficult one to try and win. Time being taken. Nade towards the back. Klaus still stand this ground and hold this space here. Do they think this is cleared? Over
They
the top.
saw him.
Spotting it out actually with that satchel all the way. MTA's close in their face. They don't have a clue.
Let's
And he
go.
followed up and turned it into a 1v2.
So,
Here still. He's got the rifle. There's so much to do.
as I said, a lot of damage there though, so good bonus from G2.
A lot of unknowns circling around this guy.
Good shit.
Massively so far.
It's been amazing. And the KO on both maps, filling in the flex role. What an addition. I think it's fair to say that expectations were not massively high for him. He's somewhat of an unknown player coming up to the tier 1 level. But he's fit into this squad and added a lot of firepower. And his timing is really strong too.
Yeah.
We've seen some people get nervous in their first game.
Yeah, like Ozzy. Oxy.
Stepped up instantly.
In
Bit of a
C9.
skirmish there, over towards the A side. Good response from Valen, keeping them back.
Wait, yeah, he's on C9 against the IVR.
Drone on spot. Duration running out.
So they ult unlock.
Cheeky with the orb, but the one way really does just prevent anybody from swinging. Again, same playbook the crew are really operating on through Icebox, making the most of the time. The clock.
That Omen is gonna die. So fucking fast.
Nelson can TP past this one, just walks up and breaks it though. Nade from Leaf, he's expecting the split. There are players into mid. They lost control of that a little bit earlier, but no commitment.
I think breaking that trip earlier in the round.
They played safe on me.
with only 45 seconds, Crew do now have a little bit of time pressure to finish on one of these sites.
But they haven't pulled anyone.
Valence missed it with the peak. The jiggle timing here, all the way close to the corner, he can
They
really
could
do
get a
so much
really
work for the
bad
rest of the team.
surprise from
Watching
that
this.
chamber.
Crouched to the box.
He has a huge timing.
Spots the gun, and there's one kill. There's the
Yep.
second. His timings are
That's a huge timing from
20 seconds left into the corner. They are
post
dropping
chamber.
all over the place here. G2, no chance now for the round, and he knows it.
And they win the
A
first
map where Kesnit dominates, right? You just
armbound.
picture average Kesnit domination. Most people picture him running at people, stomping them, winning aim duels. Actually, this match, most of what he's been doing is finding perfect lurk timings on Jet and now Chamber, up weaving his way through the defenses.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's demonstrating extremely high game IQ. I can't believe the timing he found.
That's a nice cam though.
They're hunting out this last gun. No players really surrounding him, so
Netscam is
And a lot
really,
of
really
the space
nice.
that was gathered for Kesnit is off the back of Melza breaking that trip on B. And it pulled back the defenders on A. Because Crew are spread around the map. And G2 can't really get a feel for where they are. The information game is certainly being won. Let's stay alive.
Oh my.
So there's a silver lining, but not much of one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the information game. You know, when I say about Crew playing slow in these rounds and making the most of the time that they've got available to them, you still need to be doing stuff in the round.
And now G2 is
Making a lot of that preset utility, the passive map
echoing, I
control
guess.
G2 have.
Yeah, 1 HP, the observer's highlighting there.
Wow.
But a lot of the damage had already been done. G2 are going to have to start getting more proactive, I think, in re-clearing on defense. In order to just get an idea for where Crew are. And if they can catch the
And
players
they are
who
doing
playing
it,
to
like
contain,
they are stacking P main.
maybe they can even get picks out of it too. It's difficult though, because with how slow and quiet Crew are around the map, you might just run into the stack if you decide to defensively re-clear an area.
And that spots it. Mid players, they know it's compromised. It's only up to Trent here with a Sheriff in hand.
A is basically free if they go mid to A. And they are gonna play really slow, really
Right behind them, but he doesn't have a gun to try and take
methodical. They know they have the gun advantage and now they have the man advantage.
Watching for it because it was all commed. Notice the second player there. Fallon.
I don't know. Putting out your util like that when you play like you know someone else is here. It's a little naive. Still have the cam on site. Maybe he's not gonna reveal it, so they can't like pre-shot. Yeah, they're gonna save.
And the G2 players can't get their one and back.
And the Omen is gonna go at the end of the timing to try to get an upgrade. Because if he dies on a Stinger, it's fine.
Kind of an extension of what their style was during LCQ.
Yeah,
I'd agree with
there
that.
you go. But they are leaving from the other side, so
Into champs and dominate, right? They had that run at LCQ, but they weren't actually able to convert it into any success at Champions. They didn't convert it into any success in the off-season. But now they're coming into the games that matter in 2024. And they're looking great, like they didn't skip a
and again, Crew with the dog shit pistols and dog shit like follow-up eco. But since then, like
and I think they're lacking so much information.
they have more firepower than G2.
Which shouldn't be too difficult for them, because with Nets trips only being broken in 1 out of the 5 rounds that we've had so far.
And we have a
In
G2
theory,
timeout.
They should be able to stack the other sides of the map,
Pretty
try to play aggro in certain
pretty
areas.
expected.
Yeah, but it hasn't been any of that really. I can't really think of an example of where a player's been playing aggro and elbow or.
Yeah, I mean,
They have ultimates.
I mean, Leaf walked out B main on that eco round, but just missed the timing on them walking into mid. Josh RT, he talked about
They're
the
probably
adaptations
gonna
during his
like
interview with Van
talk
Silly
about
that Crew were making.
what
How he's
proactive
got
play
pressure on himself.
to make with those ultimates.
Big odds online for G2.
Because Crew is
One
like
of it with Leaf,
just playing
Showstopper. Jonah P with 100
unbothered, like
The thing is,
they
both
just
of
do
those
what they
ultimates
want.
require a bit of information.
G2
about where
needs
Crew
to
are in
like
order to use them properly. right? They're good
Start
at
to
stopping
shove
a big
sticks in
exec,
their wheels.
or good at stopping a plant from going down. But if crew are just quietly walking around the map and then they burst
Cypher
onto
A.
it, it's really difficult to find good timings for those defensive ults. That's part of the puzzle here for G2 to solve.
Honestly, an
And
option
again,
I think.
G2 stacking B main.
Through again. 1-4 setup. Doesn't see anything.
And the Sova doesn't find anything.
MTA aimed towards where they've seen Net in the past.
Really deep drone. Sees. No connection.
Found them with the drone.
Landing into market.
But nobody's
But
moving.
Net has rotated his setup, so he's playing over towards A.
Very smoking mid.
Onto anybody. Trent dodges.
So it's gonna be mid to B.
It's so
But it's
slow.
passive, right?
So quiet. Impossible to tell that crew have 4 players in mid.
This is a repeat of the previous round.
But now they have the camera instead of bodies watching.
Well, surely they hear the footsteps as well. Net backs away. Hunter's Fury. This feels very, very improv. Just an attempt to punish all that space that was granted and gained. And Kesden in the mix of all of it.
And again, the chamber finds a
He
pick.
capitalizes. Straight there towards the back now. Fade ult. Nightfall scatters it into the back here, but no connection.
And it is mid to be indeed.
Time of it, but does maintain his composure.
He's low, they know he's blind. He should die. Valin found the kill
He
mid.
managed to find those 2 kills up into the top section of it, and Jonah stayed alive this whole time. They flipped the entirety of this match. Showstopper! It's done
Oh
with!
wow.
Leaf's taken away.
Just gets
MTA
smashed.
dropped to his knees, but still going to be granted that information to them because Valin is the last one left. They know exactly where he is. The face, the timing.
That was a little off timing. That 1-2-3 wasn't clean, but
He's watching the left side of pillar for a long time, waiting for an attacker to peek. And then he thinks,
managed to
right,
do
well, I've
it.
gotta go for it now. I have to ult. It's getting so late. And that's exactly as one of the crew guys
I wonder
swings
where
over the
that
top and lifts us over.
chamber ultimate is gonna go.
Brutal. But G2 again, so many questions being asked of how they're going to respond to unusual positioning and pathing from crew. And Kesnet is the player to open things up once more.
Yeah. I think you'd have a lot less agency when you're locking into the chamber, but still been finding the value.
It's Kuzma pick, and it shows like the Fade knows a lot. Like they have the lineups, they have the setups.
Yeah, it's a hard lurker.
Everything is
Now
like
Trent anchoring with the help of these 2 trapwires.
clean.
But look at them, they're just walking all the way up. I mean, they can just walk up to this trip, spot it out, hear it, break it, paranoid into the back. Trent is in a lot of trouble. And look at that, Prowler in his face. On top of it, they're running him down. Didn't stand the chance.
Oh wow.
Man. Not a chance.
Absolutely brutal. It's like crew are playing with wall hacks on. They know exactly what the setup looks like, dismantling it with perfection, not using any utility when there's no threat. And this is a team with an immaculate read on what's going on around the map.
It's a force buy by G2. Don't have any money. Next. Dodgy weapons. They've just got to save.
Valin and Josh must be scratching their heads. Again, it's not like crew are using tons of utility and stomping their way into A, making it obvious that they're ending on that side of the map.
G2 is not proactive enough.
Realize that it's heavy
Like,
commitment once the trap's been broken and a paranoia is already in the face of Trent. By that point, nothing too much they can do about it. It looks
they need
really
to start
good
fighting
so far.
for mid control or some shit.
This was their
Like
top pick. So
they have a
got
Sova to
an
like
unusual
spot
composition,
people and shit.
one that Athena liked on the desk. And they've already got map 1 under their belt.
Yeah.
This is looking excellent so far.
Set up for a slam dunk at this point. 5-2.
Net's just getting spammed off mini-map there.
Yeah. Gotta make changes. Got to make changes. G2
And a
timeout now.
second timeout.
Burning
Yeah.
second timeout after
G2
7 rounds.
G2 is out.
And that shows you how lost
Like-
G2 are at the moment.
I can think of a couple of options for them. Like I said earlier, the operator. Now they don't have the
That
equipment for
Sova
it.
is just
They pick up the
fucking
op, they can
useless.
try and punish somebody's lurk timings as well. You
Like,
can hold down one of the
why
avenues
would you
on the map
play?
without
It's
really,
like Sova on
needing utility.
splits. Like,
The question is though, as
I
well,
don't know.
where are they going to opt? Because over towards A, there's going to be a lot
Sky
of
is
smoke utility in that phase,
still
right? It's
so
gonna be really
much
difficult against the
stronger
Viper
than
side.
Sova.
With,
Like,
the Viper
even
smoke
just
and
her
everything, to be
worst
able to
skill,
get
like
through
her
lines,
worst
unless
spell,
they play
which
really
is
deep.
the heal.
Suppose you could try to
A fucking heal. Like,
in
B
front
main,
of the
I think.
Viper
I mean, they've
wall.
been given a lot of space in B main.
even
Jonah
that
P a couple
skill
of times was
is a
drone,
lot of
didn't it?
utility because you don't have a
Well,
Sage
getting
or
there,
you
maybe
don't
mid
have
as well. I
like
mean, mid is where
healing
they are really
agents.
getting exploited. Market player of it all.
So
Yeah, I think
they don't
if
have
G2 wanted to
strong
play
flashes.
extremely
They only have their
aggressively,
own
trying to
flash.
fight for mid control towards the
In a
beginning of the
map
round
like
would be
full of walls,
useful,
which
but
means
a
full
little
of
dangerous,
corners
a
and
little difficult with
shit,
their composition.
they need more flashes. They
There's
either
times
need
that are
like
gonna call for
flashes from
desperate
their
adjustments.
duelist, so a Yoru or a Phoenix, or they need like
See what the call
flashes
is
from
here.
their
Deep
initiator.
play. Dart.
So a
Might not be
KO if they want like the reveal from the knife,
Viper orb, though. I mean, it stops them from being able to play
or
up
the
any sort of
just the
aggression. They are really
sky
close to
for
enough.
if they
A lot of
want
players
like
touch
the
to the corner.
dog
Jonah P was
and
playing anti-flash. Just never to set that
the
up. Leaf
polars and
just taking the
shit.
fight straight to them. Jonah P still they want to hold their ground down. And will they find any value from it? The paranoia was perfect.
And I mean like
Pushes those players all the way back out of
Crew
it.
is basically playing with a duelist. Like KO is a very dualisty type of initiator. Like it's basically Phoenix without a wall and with a knife.
Dodges the prowler.
And the utility he has is to like just completely negate a cipher. So if you found a cipher with a knife or with your ultimate, you can just run through his whole fucking setup. Like, and we're gonna see that
You've got to
in
remember though, the weaponry is still so low.
when the KO
John's been
gets
able
his
to pick up
ultimate.
through
The
the Guardian.
cipher is gonna have to play off
He
any
managed to
side.
gain
He's
the
probably
additional
gonna have
kills
to
so they
hold
feel
mid
confident
and
enough
wait
to go
for
for
the
weaponry
KO
good stuff.
ultimate every round.
If the plant goes down on B, you would
30
imagine.
seconds left.
30 seconds. Yeah, they don't know if they're just cutting noise out towards A here. Holding for the ground.
Cover going.
Deep dart, surely at this point, as soon as the trap, yeah. They're going to be starting to grab at least one of the guns. It's net. Plan here, gives some info, note that both of them are on B, so the players can start rushing into the site to try and take this one. But still, it's just a sheriff. Knife 4. Our connection, Trent. Don't grab any of those audio cues, and a backside position is gained. It's a great call by Crew. In the moment here, they're doubled up. It is some semblance of awareness. Jonah P. still there, and there it is.
The ace for Jonah P.
Right when they needed it.
If that's what it takes though, Jonah fighting with a Guardian, acing it, Crew. You cannot escape. I don't think that's the call from Josh in the tactical timeout.
Yeah.
Jonah, play a Guardian and ace them.
How many, how much is it per PC?
I don't know.
How many aces have we got now? Is this the third one?
I don't really like Cypher on Sunset.
No, boss, I promise it was a good idea.
She is strong, but like, I don't know if you need two smokers.
So now G2, with rifles in hand,
If you really want a wall and some shit like, and heavy smokes and stuff, just play Astra. Like, I feel like Astra is like, would be way stronger.
I mean, look at it though. G2 getting pushed back behind.
Omen is just enough, man.
Kind of stuck in this corner. They're using the drone to get back up on an aggressive angle, but Crew have already left.
I feel like you could get like a Jet instead of a Viper.
Again, yeah, it's this mid players. They've already looked up again.
Or like
just an off-angle approach from
just
Trent to try
something
and hold
else.
it. Same smoke all the way through. Prowler connecting. Trent's got so much to do here as the lone player. They're gonna be walking right into him. Rips away 2.
Yeah, that's major. Massive player advantage here now. That trap broken. Melzer trying to be a menace. But what I'm noticing again is Crew are not afraid of mid at all. They're just walking around there. Not a care in the world.
Waltzing up, paranoia into the corner. Elsa trying to remove some of this utility. They don't have market control here. There's a risk here. Melza almost adjusts for the second.
One for one.
Online for net. They do have that market control now for Crew. Moving forwards. One player remaining. It's all up to Kesnet. Paranoia not dodged. He's finding himself all over the place. Door is closed. Spike up. Smoke drop down. Put himself in, but it looks so unlikely. And yeah, Leaf with the backstab.
G2, they are
2
finding
rounds in a row
their
now for
rounds.
G2. The only ones that they've been able to get on board while Crew had rifles. And that time, it's
What's
just
up?
Trent being
Not
able to
much.
defend this. Punishing
Um,
that contact play with an off angle. But the fact that Crew are allowed so much access to mid without using
Yeah.
too much util at all. The first Prowler used for mid control.
They are
were
finding a
already
lot
up
of
basically
space.
to the top. That worries me.
They're taking it for free.
Yeah, they really are.
Now towards B. Oh god, the Prowlers! It's point them directly to Trent, and now that pit is no longer a pesky problem.
And it's not like Trent had any support there in B main, just trying to get it down on his own.
And
But he
if
picked the
he's
exact
like
wrong round to do
cool,
it. I don't
like
think Crew have been playing B main heavy
who
at the
just
start of these
knows?
rounds at all.
They
And yet
know,
this was
like.
the moment that they decided to go for it.
And look,
Read perhaps on where Trent was going to
he
put that pin.
instantly
Just
ulted,
good luck for Crew. Either way, they'll take it. It's a 5v4.
and now they have to
Get the opening, they
slowly
force the
walk
other
back
balance,
to
reposition,
towards
expecting
A,
fast play explosive off of it.
and
They
Crew
just can't
just
manage
falls
again.
like,
This would be a great
and they're
way to
gonna
end the
go
day,
B.
You know, without Trent having that wall to be able to play behind.
Like this is a
That's what
fake.
Klaus is trying to
The
make it
Sova
look
is
like.
pulled like,
Throwing his Prowlers, trying to get Leaf off the line, and he's pulling Valen and
and
Jonas
the
towards
Cypher is
A.
playing
The rest
like
of Crew
way
ready to walk
behind,
out B.
away from the knife, like just at the edge.
Paranoia.
As I said, like he really doesn't want to be found.
That's a connection, but he wasn't expecting Melter.
1-for-1.
TP to disengage. Klaus up through mid.
Oh, he only
Good
found
trade
one.
by Leaf. Good
But
reaction
it's
from
still
that one.
a
Really turns
good
around. Plan finally getting down. Two versus
good
three
round
though
for
with the
Crew.
pit. Really,
Viper pit,
They're gonna need some
and
spam
yeah,
kills here, Brad.
it's gonna be over.
The pit to go down actually.
Decay, damage, Leaf dropping down, clearing all of it, and yeah, you're right, the pit goes down, but interesting smoke from Melzer, shot down, kills, there, last player notified, Shy, he's got so much more to do, 150 health, dart towards the back, it's a double face, G2,
Holy fuck.
pull that one from the brink.
Insane shock from
G2
B.
founding
Once
that
the
round
Viper
was
pit went
like
down, they realized they were everybody in B main.
crazy.
And the shock was like a homing missile. That's a bit of a slip from Crew. Should have had that one, I think, in the bag.
Yeah.
Especially after picking up Trent so early on and denying that. And then taking down the side tanker. This is now going to make it a much more competitive game. The score is 5-5. I'm not sure it feels like it. Crew have been very
No,
dominant
Crew are
in
like
the final few rounds.
they are very unlucky.
It's taking heroics.
I don't know if unlucky is the right word, but like
We haven't seen it
they
hesitate
played
to
the
work
first
to
half
win
of
the
the
round.
round very well, and then they just get sloppy. Like
What they're usually doing, still with these trips, getting rid of the cam, potentially up there, but it's not. Trip down to the floor, they can jump over this. Not choosing to do so.
Yeah, that's decent information, actually, later on for Kesnit to potentially abuse. Look at the call here. They're going to try and make pressure around the rest of the map, and then I think Kesnit is going to go for the jump over that trip. Genuinely, he's
they should right mid
I
though.
believe it.
There's a cam in the corner.
If that's the plan, I think the plan is just hard
Little
rotate,
trees that you've got.
go A super hard,
And Leaf, he can't see a thing. Doesn't know if
and
they've set up
then
close to him here. He's gonna
have
be
the chamber play just a slow lurk.
into it.
Is Kesnit going for the Fosbury flop?
Yeah, they're gonna go hard.
He's
They
really
should.
liking it. Okay.
He went to break
Yeah,
instead.
it's a
Okay, fair enough.
bait.
Rest of his team group
Okay.
2-A. There's only 35 seconds left. Smoke renewed with the one-way. It's Fallon setting that one up.
And again, they are
They know that they
walking
could be playing
like,
elbow to
super
elbow.
slowly.
The lower as time gets, the worse it could be, especially when Leaf still has
And
the
G2 is
showstopper.
playing like
Seems
very
to
passive
dive.
too, so
Any of the plan or even the space getting in. No, Rocket goes flying.
that's
but
a
no kill
Rosa.
there, just the damage on top. Melzer
2
just
for
keep it.
1.
Ballsy play, but he earns the one kill. At
2
least
for
the trade's
2.
still there, G2. Maybe they can make something of it. 6. 2 seconds left.
That's a
Jonah
huge
B
duel.
in through the back. Takes out Shy. 1 HP with the decay kicking in. Leaf still there. Beautiful work.
Man,
Precise with the
Crew
shot.
just
G2 hold on. That one was, it was close. Same kind of idea again from Crew. Walking all the way up to the Viper wall for free, and then using
they just
utility
can't
through it.
find
That time,
anything.
Leaf and
Just
Valen
can't
doubled
find
up, able to
anything.
pick off at least or do enough damage and get a kill at least to be able to make it slightly easier for the rest of their squad. And crucially, Kesnit only went 1-for-1 on his lurk. I mean, if you can keep Kesnit to only going 1-for-1, that is genuinely a win condition for G2.
On here.
What a comeback. Very reminiscent of Icebox, but the other way around. G2 themselves having to come up with the adaptation in the first half. In the second quarter, now double offing. You were talking about that being a potential solution.
Great way to stop these contact plays, but there is util being used and expended to take the main control. Knife.
The Cypher is on A. He's playing away of any sides. They are going on. Spike drops. They have the minutes to pick up the spike back up. They're not gonna use it.
Kesnit was almost going down to
They should use the minute for info.
He's so weak.
Get a grasp on how many players. They saw 2. I think they know. The smoke's coming in. The molly pushing player away.
The players are low here. Melzer's watching the smoke. Where's the trade? It's there from Net, but instantaneous.
Good trade, good shit. It's 6-6, but Crew deserves like 2 or 3 rounds. Like if it's 9-3, like I wouldn't be surprised. Like
I mean, that is
if it's a fucking 9-3 for Crew,
make their own adjustments to what was going on. They did a decent job.
It wouldn't be like
still really impressed with how Crew are calling.
problematic in my opinion. Like
seems like it has a ton of threats on defense as well.
Well, it does anyone's game so far as well. Potential for continuation in the series as well, but his first half up in the air. I wonder what our desk has got to say about everything so far.
Well, good news for you, Brent. We're actually on couches now, so haha, sucks to be you. Anyway, I'm joking. What a bit of a, tug of war, right? Very long tugs, right? You had at the beginning G2 start off very strong, but Myrna, you started to see Crew bounce back. Then G2 bounce back. We're tied up 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, like on Icebox, we saw that Crew kind of understood and adapted the way that G2 was playing, and I feel like this was just kind of a crossover where Crew started getting the hang of it and
they
getting
need
ahead,
that
and then
pistol.
G2 just
Like,
bounced back and understood how to play and how
if
to fix it.
fucking Crew loses a 4th pistol, it's like I can't with that fucking team. Like
I think it's really important to be proactive on that defense on this map, and
they need to fucking find a pistol, or at least deal more damage.
They have the shift key permabound. They will walk everywhere if you let them on the attacking side. But now going into the second half,
Because they don't have a Cypher.
I think this is where we can see some of that Sova start to shine.
And that Sova is gonna be way more useful in my opinion
chamber utility that you might have
as a T than a CT.
And for me, whereas Icebox with that Brim comp had a very set way to play, with this composition for G2, it's going to rely a lot more on the mid-rounding from Valen, which is where I think he really thrives as an IGL.
Yeah, for sure. And they have that double controller comp, so it's like when it goes into attack side, there is a little bit of lurking allowed, there is a little bit of freedom allowed. It is a
I think Crew's Viper is gonna anchor B most of the rounds. The same way G2 Viper did.
Couldn't agree more with that one, Mimi. Let's send it back over to Brent and Sideshow.
Probably the chamber mid.
We'll see how this one ends up shaking out. Right away with the barriers dropping, a lot of players ready to
And
move.
then-
A bit of a skirmish, Melzer holding that paranoia on for the left side approach. Dark
That's a
clearing, not
stack
too
for
much
Crew,
players
like
to for Audi. Smokes is anyone's game, but it's Klaus who's filling up the feed.
2-4-2.
Green.
Okay, finally a good pistol from Crew.
And it looked like Leaf could have been the difference maker there. He actually slipped into the Viper orb without Crew knowing. But he wasn't able to find too much value from it.
Right into mid, Kesnit.
And Crew win their first pistol round of the series so far.
Yeah, finally.
I think that's incredibly telling. That Crew have kept it this close and been able to win map 1 without being able to lean on those pistol rounds. Their gun round play has been excellent. Yeah. That spells bad news ahead potentially for G2. Unless they've got really good mid-rounding, as Mimi and Athena were talking about on the desk. On the couches, I should say.
Yeah, the couches. Throw me for a mix.
No outlaw and no small shield from G2.
I'm gonna throw a producer at it.
One small shield.
Under the couch.
Under the couch.
So different Viper setups from both of these teams. Instead of a Lurk B Viper setup on the attack, it's over towards A. And on defense, Shy looking to anchor B. And that allows Kesnit to play this aggro setup. Here comes Shy.
All the way through
Good
there.
stuff.
Shy tucked close towards this one. Now it is an eco round, but with the plant, get some extra money here. I mean, not even extra money, extra damage being done. It's 3 versus 3 somehow in the middle.
What a sneaky kill from Shy.
Gotta think, somewhat winnable. But Shy still alive towards
But
the
now
back.
they have a Bulldog.
Lovely nade from MTA, no more kills to be claimed there.
Bulldog dead.
Beautifully.
And then the Cypher again. That Cypher is like... And I like to lurk on Sunset as a Cypher, but that Cypher is just off timing.
Not the worst case, not by any means. But you take a look at the way that Crew's got their defensive setups working, and that looks like a bit of a tough nut to crack. They don't have that Cypher trip, right? So that's one of the things that is not an issue for G2 to deal with, but they have to get through the snake bites, the wall over towards B as well. And anytime they want to fight A, they're going to be pushing into double initiator utility.
The Viper is anchoring B, so as I said, with a big wall that covers mid too.
So these fights over towards A are going to be very interesting. Who wins?
Nice one way.
Yeah. I mean, this is awkward. I love the idea.
The camera is mid. I don't know if he sees above the wall. Probably.
Isn't it? Free to play in this spot.
Smoking
Still within
mid.
a safety range. So he's going to be getting all that control.
The kill is gonna go in,
Control the
no?
entire time calling for his teams, but he is backing away now. From that
No,
angle,
he's just
from the
playing
door
close.
broken mid.
His crosshair is a bit low, yeah. Yeah, place his crosshair.
Looks like G2 have
And now they're gonna go.
an idea that he might have moved on.
They're gonna go A. They should go A. They're gonna contest mid a bit more, but they're gonna end up A. Yeah, the smoked up A. The Prowler finds the drone.
Anytime there's a semblance of noise being made this time.
And the spike is rotating B. That's a bait. That's actually... That's a very strong bait. Like, they kept everybody. They kept the Sova, the Raze. They have to explode on B now. They have to go out, yeah. Pre-plant. And it's gonna be a chaotic retake. Who was like lower weapons, but he finds the first kill.
That was going to be fading. He goes down. He's giving them a gun on top of it. They don't have down. They don't have post-plant. Everybody through main here. This is going to come down to spam with the guns and maybe a bit of util on top of it. Damage. Definitely
Should
done.
activate his
Players
game.
low right now. Diffuse. Tapped. Trying to force out that first wave of this one, but MTA didn't expect it off to the side. Smokes still up. Really
Yeah,
forcing them all to just go out into the open.
the weapon is lacking for Crow. That was really close. It's gonna... No. He almost got him. He almost got
Awesome fake.
the defuse.
Not so sure about the post plan. Playing 4 players in main and Leaf alone onto the site. He seemed very out in the open, like you said, unaware that the smoke was going to drop. And then,
I mean...
Ooh, this is...
It's precarious. I mean, reminiscent of the Haven C long.
Yeah.
They got 3 kills, which is an okay... G2 got the plant and the round, but like... 3 kills on a bonus. It's okay for Crew. They should win this one.
Valen calling the mid rounds because that fake set them up with a lot of success. Same kind of
And you can see like 1 small armor, 4 big armor for Crew, and 4 big armor, 4 small armor, 1 big armor for like G2, so
Kesnit's one of those players.
small advantage for Crew.
Multiple times before he decides, all right, okay, I can't really get away with this.
100 armor, basically.
He doesn't want the orb to be
The
bloomed in his face. Meanwhile, G2, rest of the squad.
Fade almost has her ultimate as well as the KO for Crew. And the Viper Viper should play for the B orb.
Players, though. It really just comes down to Kesnet.
They are gonna go
I mean,
out
yes,
on
this
B.
hit's coming through. Maybe some kills can be found, but they don't have to spike in this direction.
I think they gave up the
He's
eyes.
running away, so it's an open side over towards A now.
They found the eyes on site, like close pillar. And nobody's checking that side. They are now. They found him.
Match there. Lots of players ready to find him. Kesnet not giving
He
up
saw the cam.
smoke again into his face, a bit of random spam.
That's a random spam.
Clean off. He's disrespecting them and shut down in the process.
That kill gives Trent his pit, so
Yep.
this now becomes even more difficult.
Nightfall all the way through here. Players were low enough with the decay damage kicking in. Excuse me, MTA. We catch that one onto net, but yeah, the pit didn't go down. Trails pointing towards them. Dart over the top, broken. Jonah P. It is chaos in the mix here, but the trades are
One
still
for
going
one.
through. Working away now into the back of this one. Only 2 players remaining for G2, and the pit still remains up. He needs to stay alive. Good
Oh,
adjustment from
what a
Trent.
nice
Stats to the
flick
side
from
here.
Trent.
The players alive here with it planted for the pit as well as looking more than
It's
one
gonna
for
go
them.
for G2.
Too difficult now. Melter onto the high ground, time ticking away, and Valen
Yeah.
wins it against the counterpart.
That Viper pit saved the day, as well as like
Excellent maneuvering.
the Trent, like
Again, and Kesnet moved
the
offside.
Trent flick. Sorry.
This is almost a time
Like
when you want to be hitting the tactical
if
target.
the Fate found Trent, found the Viper in the pit,
Probably Atom doesn't need to get involved.
it's over.
I mean, the crew players are not dumb. They realize that they've just been faked on twice. The question is how you adjust to that.
But again, really close,
Fake every attack.
really close
Conditioning it a little bit is
round for
really
G2.
because now crew are going to be
And it's like a clutch, like they have to win that clutch, they have to win that duel to win the round, so I still see crew ahead.
There's an eco though. Before to stack.
Even though their team comp is weaker in defense,
Into the back of the site, Leaf thinks second against it.
and they are getting like out rotate by G2.
It's nice, but the guns are even now.
It's a really bad eco for crew.
no armor for the crew
Very
players.
solid
Went down
side
to
for
a lot of blind spam there.
really solid round. Sorry for G2.
Rifle rounds. Don't fake the
Flawless.
anti-eco rounds.
And they are farming a lot of ultimates too. Omen almost has his. Trent just uses, so
They have a large ult to be able to work with. I mean, the Raze ult, pretty decent.
G2 could take the game, even though, in my opinion, crew is above.
Coming out from crew. And I'm confused by this because if you're going to call the timeout, why not before the eco round?
Yeah.
You've
a bit
just
more
seen,
time to discuss.
Yeah, you've just seen 2 fakes happen, right? So either you want to tell crew about how to deal with the fakes, but I feel like the team should be able to manage that. Or you think you saw something interesting in the eco round, which I don't think there particularly is.
It's unlikely.
Unless Atom wants to run a specific strat, which is hard when you're on defense, but might want to call a certain defensive setup. There's an interesting dynamic with the ultimates here as well, because
I feel like crew are gonna go aggressive.
leaves Showstopper, and he's also got a Hunter's Fury, but both can be cancelled by MTA's null command. So you can't just send it on a site if the KO's there, because even if the knife doesn't hit you, you're gonna get the Showstopper cancelled. So there's got to be some finessing around the map, figuring out where people are playing. There's more thought to this than just everybody pop ults and run it.
Crew should play aggro on one side.
As mentioned, fakes in play. It's like he never left.
Try to find and cancel the fakes.
We'll see what they do. I mean, Valen was making full usage of the timeout. Popping off. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the
Have
thing.
adjusted the setup. I mean, Kesnet's playing from elbow nose. It's a minor adjustment.
Yeah, very small one. I feel like that timeout might have helped G2 more than it helped crew.
Potentially. Yeah. There, this time. He's into mid. Top mid smoke.
The one way, I mean, the top.
Two just walking their way through here.
MTA
Up
used
in
his
smoke.
knife over towards A, so now they know there's no one market.
Paranoia. Leaf can't see anything. It's a bit of a gamble though with the blind fire still. Melter Brought down to his knees.
And look, MDA used his ult to try to cancel the showstopper, but he was too far away. Great awareness from G2, and that's how they got the pick off the back.
Game market control, but they're just stunted for now, stopping in their tracks. B main control also. They could go for this B split, but it looks like a reclear from Crew. It's being called. They're just pushing all the way up here. Any util for it? No! The wall just goes down!
Holy fuck, man.
Just cut to shreds.
Crew are trolling. They deserve to lose that shit.
What a freeze in the round. These 3 rounds, the 3 rifle rounds from G2 have been masterclasses.
I disagree, like, Crew really is trolling, like, they show so much more, and now they are throwing so fucking hard, like.
The quality of play, even for teams that we're not expecting to be right at the top of America's, is pretty impressive at the start of the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm dead impressed.
Especially considering, you know, if you think about it, at the beginning here, some of the teams should have the least practice that they'll have at any point when you watch them this year.
But there's a lot of parity.
There is. It really feels like a lot of these matches could be going either way.
Hello, Kesnit. Hello.
Fine too,
I mean,
so
just not content with sitting in
it's
spawn
okay,
and saving.
but
Takes the fight to him.
Yeah.
Probably the percentage play, not gonna lie, but listen,
Yeah.
it's Kesnit. He's got a rifle.
and
anyway,
they've
he's got his ult
only
for the next
used
round.
the showstopper.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to keep an eye on in this round, because it's going to be another eco from Crew.
Like,
But Kesnit could get dangerous.
they've only used the showstopper, and he's almost like back.
Don't want to have him posted A doing nothing.
He's at 5 out of 8, like, on his next showstopper, so.
Yeah, he might just end up stuck there though as well.
They really didn't do anything that round.
Some extremely impressive attack side calling has led G2 to have the lead so far.
Fast again. I'm a paranoia. Nobody playing off of it though. Melzer. Wasn't caught with the dart actually. Still close to the corner. That's Shy.
Leaf doing his Kesnit impression.
Yeah, it's just walked all the way into mid. He might be able to catch a kill. No, Kesnit going in the opposite direction.
They are expecting someone mid.
Top flash play, repeat from MTA.
Another big play from the rookie.
See that. Shy's still close to the corner too. If this is a half clearance with Clash playing close, there's some real danger here. Real danger, but no, navigated safely. Treacherous waters, melts it in mid. Leave! Oh my god! PP hopping all over the place.
And Kesnit's the last player left alive, wondering where it's gone so wrong. And they give him a lot of respect there. Triple face on different pieces of elevation. G2 pulling out quite a lead right now.
It's the exact thing that happened on the previous half.
It really is.
Pistol round for the opposite
genuinely
team,
is.
and then just a string of rounds occurring.
It's a different style though, right? Because it's not so much the push and pull, it's more to do with G2 actually just being able to run some excellent fakes and then good ult plays. But now, another question, what's going to be happening here? G2 have been bossing it in the 4v5s as well, winning just under 50%. I mean, that's way more than you would expect after losing a player at the start of the round.
It's an insane stat, actually. In the 40s, you just don't expect that.
46% of their 4v5 so far. Whoa, there goes Leaf.
Straight in, through market. No one to the top, Melzer spotted. Not taken out though, that's Klaus. Covering the top section of the smoke there with Leaf brought down. TP's close into it. They haven't cleared the back of the site here. Shy, he's still alive. Pitting. Valen with the plant. Pit's going to be covering this one. Stretching out into the site.
They can defuse inside the pit here.
And they're picking off the players all over the place. So G2 don't really have an intact post plan other than the one player into market. That's Jonah P. He's going to try and stay alive here. Maybe catching this rotate. No, not expecting it. So Kesnit just spots him out first. 2 players remaining. Valen with the flank, but the door's closed in his face. Absolute disaster here with all the smokes in play. Shy, he's safe to stick this one. Can get a half onto the defuse, but pushing up here. It's just Kesnit's time now to just stick it for his team. Trusting him, placing it. Valen can't do too much, and yet 1 round for Crew. Valen.
This is actually important.
Nice kills.
Yeah. No, those are really important kills. That's
Yeah.
the economy. I mean, look at what they've got to work with there. Melzer's on 3,200, Shy's on 3,100. Those kills towards the end are actually massive. It's a Pyrrhic victory for
Because Crew lost a lot of round, and so they had the bonus, but now they have nothing because they just won.
It's such a cool idea, actually, coming out from Shy. If G2 don't want to push, pressuring backside.
I feel like North American teams are way more like strategic
Choosing to invest into it.
and like
Guardians, half armor.
they are way more into like playing control and stuff. Whereas like Brazilians and South American teams are way more into like just mechanical, being better, like being better at clicking people. And obviously you have NRG with fucking Demon 1, where like they are like just better.
His rendezvous wants to play even deeper, close to the angle there. Potentially anywhere, right there. Would it be the trade? Kesnit! This guy's a menace.
Good for crew. 2 for 1, but they are good at winning with a player disadvantage.
To work with, and where did Melzer ult to? That's what G2
As Sideshow said.
Wondering exactly where he could be. They've given up A entirely. They're saying there's no way they go after that. Kesnit just got 2 taken away, gambling on the fact that they're going to be going back over to B now.
And the call is so
yeah, wonderful stuff by Melzer.
Sova ultimate post plant again against
25 seconds.
Closes ultimate.
Make sure that they contact up, don't reveal anything. Ravinian spotted. Shy maybe potentially. Now they're making noise though. Shy's going to be aware of this one, making a call. Doesn't expect the player though.
3 for 3.
Down into the lower left. That's Jonah P still staying alive with the dart as well, playing a game.
Oh my god. Oh, holy fuck. That's round.
And he still has market control.
The bad weaponry there, I think, is really hurting crew. You can't spam into smokes with the Guardian. It's just nonsense. Klaus is going to try.
They're going to go. A lot of util. So much to clear though. Cam there. A tap. And the timing for Jonah P works his way behind. Hello.
Okay.
On the first one, quick tap, expecting a play from a different position here. Net's doing a wonderful job of just really bleeding down the clock. Frustration for Klaus, but G2 find themselves up to 12.
Incredible play from Net, really disciplined from Net and Valen towards the end. I seriously do think that those guys
And
made a
they're
difference.
just gonna go like there's no cipher to stop a play, like they have the showstopper again for Leaf.
Impossible to spam with the Guardian there.
They're just gonna go on.
And I said that if crew won that round, their economy woes would likely be solved, assuming a few stayed alive and grabbed some upgrades. That's not the case at all. It's just gotten worse. G2 used both of their tack timeouts in the first 7 rounds. Now, crew are using theirs. But I think it might just be too little too late at this point.
Yeah.
It's 12-9, their economy's in shambles, they're barely going to be able to get sheriffs on the board, man. Never mind any kind of rifle. This is G2's. Signed, sealed, and delivered, I think.
Keep the series going if you are G2. We're talking about, I mean, earlier, the ults online, Leaf and Jonah P again.
Yeah, I mean, Crew won a pistol round, and then it all went like...
Try and go with a bit of pace here.
It all went bad since then.
There's so much
Maybe they should just not win a pistol round. Maybe it's their curse. Like if they win pistol round, they just lose the whole fucking game. I don't know.
G2 haven't been going for many fast plays.
And if it is a fast B,
like even the one they have in the 20th round, like they just lose every gun. They just reset their losing bonus. Like it's more a curse than a blessing.
Presence, at least with the cam.
This is too much to ask of Kesnit, sure.
Yeah, drone, showstopper, as I said. It's an obvious play. And they're gonna go plant, and yeah. Who stacks A and like tries to push and finds you too late. I feel like teams are too scared to be proactive in like defense on Sunset.
Over to the side now, Nightfall. Not connecting, Leaf as well, could do so much here. Jumping through, any sort of trade in order, not quite Hunter's Fury on top of it. Gets the nade out, the rest of his team following up through. This is the map, secured. A clean one, flawless towards the end. Continuation
G fucking G.
banger of an attack side called by Valen. Pumped up. Great response from G2 because there were so many dangerous moments there.
It was.
Kisnitz lurks on the attack side, just generally. The attack side calling for both teams. Really, really solid ideas.
Yeah.
But G2 pulls ahead towards the end. And whereas we saw a 13-9 on Icebox to Crew, this is 13-9 for G2. Similar stories, but reversed.
I'm really sad. I'm actually mad with how Crew played. They had the game in the bag. They just threw rounds and they are like timeout doesn't come to for like mental resets. Like
We're getting ready now for that map number 3. It's time for a quick break. When we return,
it comes after Nico in a weird way and as a fucking before the last round when you know what they want to do. Like it's just so weird, man. There's just like no fucking reason to play your like your strategical like your time's out your timeout your timeouts like that. It's just so weird. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll see you then. Peace.
Red Bull gives you wings.
G2 Esports needed to step up when the moment needed it most, and boy, oh boy, they stepped up. And it's because of that guy right there, Valen, with some great calls and some great plays that led this team to a massive Map 2 victory. But the job is not done yet for G2, and the job is not done yet for Crew. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside with Mimi and Myrna as we break everything down. And that was, at the end of that game, the tail end of that game, what Valen was cooking up there, I agree with Sideshow, a masterclass. Beautifully done, beautifully executed. The man was like the wizard. He was just placing the pieces where he needed them to be. It was amazing.
I mean, it's what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, how Tex described his play style as a chess player, and every player on his team was a pawn. It was exactly that on the attacking half. Two masterful fakes back-to-back, again showing a great understanding of how Crew wanted to play on that defense. And it was after, quite honestly, kind of a rough first half. There was a very, very real possibility Crew could have just ran away with that game, but they had a complete turnaround in the second half. And I think that shows me that, well, they're technically the rookies. Oh, it's their first time in Americas. These boys are so experienced as a team together. Whenever they start to feel that pressure mounting, they're so good at just bouncing back, and Valen showed it here.
Yeah, even these fakes, like you can see that the whole team on that Crew side has completely rotated off that B side, and the speediness that G2 had, they knew that this is exactly what they were going to do. And when it comes down to it, there were bigger things that Vans was calling, such as those rotates, such as those fakes, all those things. But even those smaller instances where Vans was calling, you know, holding in the mid-round because he knew that they were going to reaggress.
It like reminds me of watching Finesse call.
Exactly. It's like these two masterminds and how they kind of call around this game, and the way that he was kind of approaching it and just absolutely round after round stringing it together, giga-braining that, I think it was an amazing comeback for G2.
I love the way that they were setting up in their post plants as well. They were almost always leaving Leaf in these forward positions, kind of sacrificial, but investing really good utility to keep him alive, to stall a lot of time and be super disruptive to those more set retakes that Crew really likes to play. He had a great read on this map, and it's exactly the bounce back they needed for G2 to return to this series.
Yeah, they definitely did. And some of the question marks I think that we had going into Sunset was whether or not the Sova was going to work out. But if you are Jonah P, well, I think overall that worked out perfectly fine for you. Quite the game, and if anything, it just goes to show that it's like, this guy's a menace. You got to find ways to shut him down, or else he will silently just pop off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be real, I did not like the Sova pick. I really was
Really? Why didn't you like it?
I really was dogging. I feel like Sova as a solo initiator, like, there isn't that much that they could do. And then we have, like, you know, there's the flashes, there's no flashes. Like, the info is great and all, but again, like, I didn't like the Sova pick, but the way that Jonah P, at some point, Jonah P was just fragging out. Like, I will give him that. Like, there was a lot of fragging out happening. But at the same time, the way that they approached it, you actually mentioned this earlier, Mimi, how on the attack side, he started using his util to more reasonable things, like getting that information or taking that mid-control or even faking or on the executes. And I think that that really changed my opinion on Sova. I will admit that. That changed my opinion a little bit.
But still not completely sold.
Still not completely sold. I still feel like we need another.
I'm still with her. I feel like line control that you get from the breach is just so strong on this map. But I also think most teams are going to be running Cypher, and Sova's shocks are really nice on your attack side to be able to get rid of that. But I don't care what agent he plays. If he's having games like this, Jonah was so good. Yeah, I mean, I don't care that he's playing Sova, don't care what he's playing. He's dropping like 20 kills. He's going massive in critical rounds. That Guardian Ace, one of the big turning points of this game. He was electric at Ascension last year in Challengers. Before that, when they were playing in Tier 1 and now back in Tier 1 again, he still got it.
Yeah, somewhere out there, an iBuyPower intern is sweating, okay? But it's okay because you guys are doing a cool thing. So thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead, though, and check out where we are right now in this series. If you're just joining us here, you missed some good ones. And darkness. All right, well, here we go. So Icebox Sunset settled. Crew takes the first. G2 pops off on Sunset. 13-9 score lines across the board. Now that takes us over to the bread and butter of Ascent, where you're going to see these teams. I mean, honestly, it's kind of anyone's ballpark here, or anyone's game in anyone's ballpark, because genuinely, I don't know what we get. Are we going to get compositions that we're used to seeing on this map? Or are we going to get something completely fresh and cooked up? Really, you never know with these two teams.
Not everyone can be loud. I think it'll probably just be default. I think it's just going to be default compositions. I like some of the experimentation, but I feel like both these teams, especially for G2, really loves on their attacking side just playing these slow mid-rounds where their IGL just cooks. Sunset for me was a battle of the minds between Melzer and Valen in the way they wanted to mid-round, and I expect to not see super creative comps, but see that same game roll out here on Ascent.
Yeah, I feel like on Sunset, exactly what you were saying, the comps were so different, so it's like there are two different completely ways to kind of counter and battle it out, whereas now in Ascent we are going to see, I think, somewhat similar comps, and I think that's where we're going to genuinely see IGL to IGL, how it's going to battle out mechanical skill versus mechanical
It will be a
skill.
chess match.
It will be a chess. Yeah, this is Ascent. Like, everyone plays Ascent. Ascent has
Well, that's
been
why I call it the bread and butter map. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is, right? In fighting games, you always have your bread and butter. This is the same thing here.
Historically, this
So we have an Ascent decider map.
long shot. Kesnet is so good here. And thank you, G2. I love you. You're playing something different. I didn't expect it, but I think the Viper comps are so good on this map. We saw it yesterday. Attacking side, you can drop that wall whenever you want in mid. Fight your way in there. You can also have a lot more control of the extremities when you're on defense. Throw in those mollies. It makes retakes easier with flood walls to get back in and gives your Jet so many different options because you control when those smokes drop in mid. I think it is a great comp to see here. The Cypher also interesting. Most teams, even when they run that Viper, it's often dropping that Senti.
Yeah, I mean, that Cypher, we've seen players play really, really, really good Killjoy on Ascent everywhere, always. But Cypher, I feel like, has a different step. Now, the trips, I think...
The Cypher takes the priority over the Killjoy because they don't have a Sova, because they have a Viper.
No matter what, Nat can do that.
That's
then
it.
He can play a
Like,
really, really mean Cypher.
Well, this is going to be an awesome game, and I think everyone in the Riot Games arena is excited for this one. It's map 3, and the winner is going to be moving on to face off against
they have the
EG
money from the
next week.
Viper, so the money they lose from not having Killjoy
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'm looking
are
forward to
replaced
this one.
by
Josh has got a little
the
treat
Viper's
coming up.
money.
Yeah,
This little morsel.
this is what G2 were doing in their activation earlier. So I want you to see, I mean, what were they cooking?
Taste test?
Yeah, taste test.
Okay.
How does Brimstone's cake taste?
Thick. Yeah, thick.
Thick, well cooked. I mean, this is a well cooked comp from G2. I'm not sure I'm as sold on it as Mimi is. And one of the reasons for that is because contrasting it to what we saw from Loud, where they were running the Viper, Loud had huge amounts of exec utility, right? This comp doesn't seem to.
Yeah, they had like
You've taken
6
away the
fucking
recon dart,
flashes.
You've taken away all of the like crazy flashes from the Breach, Phoenix, stuff like that. So yes, G2 are going to find it easy, I think, to
Or
fight
7
mid on
with
their
the
attack side,
Omen
but
flash.
I don't know how they're going to get to the sites. That's a question for later on, though. For now, on the defense side, the Cypher can be really deadly. Something that Kesnet's going to have to think about when he gets there.
Walking up mid with the spike.
Hear it with the wall going up as well, trying to really isolate those fights. Be taken, damage
And,
done. Jonah P's
yeah.
getting so much value here. Even with the flash to reposition, there's an attempt by Clouds to punish that one straight through main, but it was shut down by Trent. 2 players left in market.
It's another G2 pistol.
And,
And the Cypher really disciplined. Waiting.
A couple of kills. That's a great first one.
That makes it
And
so
now it's a
much more
2v2
winnable
and
than
he's
access to the whole
rotating.
front side.
What?
So, damage done, but no kill. Isn't again, dash forwards.
What is the Cypher doing?
He must have seen Trent. He was flicking that direction. It would have come up as a question mark on the minimap. They know that the site's clear.
And now down 2v2. Like I said, all that damage done, so Kesnet is weak, but he's already just been ripping them apart. Anyway, no way! Here in the util, the reload,
Utility in hand.
jumped on it. Great
G2 really
opportunities
threw
left
that
it to a
one.
1v2 now
They
for
remind
Nets.
me of the fucking game IBR throws.
Here, the face is gonna come through any minute
Holy
now.
fucking
Kesnet,
shit, man.
Right from the back of the site. That's all him. Slowing down around in the right moment, but a pistol round granted to him. Once
That's an
more.
MIBR versus
We've seen
Cloud9
Kesnet be a
throw.
monster. In the previous 2 maps, he had so much impact.
That
on the
Cypher
attack side.
rotate is
And that round, they've just rescued a 2v4.
it's not late, it's
To be
like
able to win only their
non-existent
second
almost.
pistol. Not that it did them much good on Sunset, but that's a great start. They get rifles on board for Kesnet and Shy because they have so much money from the plant, from the kills, loaded into those 2 players.
And they're gonna push me in
G2 are just going to try and fight the mid.
with classics.
Smoke shot down.
They are spotted.
Really only the one sheriff. Klaus, jump spot. He sees everything. He's like, there's no way. Keston swings! No! Keston dashes even deeper! I mean, that's insane. It's absurd. It's absurd. Find me another player with as much confidence as Keston.
Good eco.
There's no way. You see 5 players pushed up into mid on an eco, you're like, no, okay, we're gonna react somewhere else. No, Keston's like, guys, I'm swinging, I'm fighting. If you don't follow me up, it's your fault.
Inspiration for Jet players everywhere.
I prefer Crew's team comp, by the way, and I still think Crew is gonna win because I think they are above. They just like troll last game. Their coach should be fired, honestly. His management of the fucking times out or timeouts were like terrible. He time out after an eco. He lets like 3 fucking very swingy rounds, doesn't until this player, doesn't like take the time to talk to them, and then he waits for the fucking last round. Like, it's just such a bad management of your timeouts.
Close to it. Pop down the smoke, a bit of a tap as well, seeing if he can force out a reaction. Everybody holds for now. Just the nade, moving around, Melzer is hoping that somebody oversteps the boundaries and maybe he can be granted a free kill. Unlikely, another tap. Look at the discipline of G2, fully grouped up now.
He could do it, like I believe.
All together now.
1, almost 2.
The safe hands ultimately for G2.
If he finds 2, maybe he can like jump.
Good discipline, making sure that they're double facing.
And the dice.
Swing out onto heaven, triple face towards the end too.
4 small shield for G2. We could see an outlaw, but since G2 is the defending team, we probably won't.
You can see the value of the Cypher though, able to spread all across the map, gathering information in all sorts of different places. And that same trip is up again. They're worried about
Jet shouldn't use. Oh, she has to. Yeah, she's gonna use her knives. I don't really like it, but yeah. She had the money to buy a gun.
Clearing through Cat with the rest of his team. Really chance to explode with a flash. A dash available, updraft.
I'd rather have the knives on a Jet used for an eco, where you have to find open kills to try to rebalance your weaponry and get better weapons and shit. I also don't like what Crew's Killjoy is doing on B, placing both alarm bots and turret. I feel like she could like just place the turret and then keep the alarm bot so she can replace it mid when she's rotating to prevent a push mid. Like right here, you could replace your alarm bot here so you have the range to play in 3 like she's playing right now. But if you drop both and recall both, they have the same like 20 seconds before being able to place them again. Like, it's just bad. Because they have the same range, so you have to take them both. They are both gonna go offline once you leave B main.
If we catch MTA in the replay here, I mean, the coordination from the team is excellent, but then Lucky just sips both of those players trying to set up a high-low.
Sublime stuff.
Coming back, out of charges.
And that experimentation at G2 with this composition maybe going a bit amiss. We'll find out though.
Again,
days,
like the Killjoy doing the same setup.
Probably getting off to a great start, forcing G2 down to the eco. Looking like they're probably going to be able to claim that 4th. Shy, still there. Kesnet, look at this guy, hunting for the kills.
Yeah, this is already amazing work from Crew. G2 need to make sure that when Crew actually funnel into the sites, they have crossfires set up and pieces.
Good first skin for G2 on an icon.
Fire from net. Earns a free one. Group
He heard the tripwire being placed.
In and out this trip.
They're gonna feel it, yeah.
They don't really have the guns to be holding.
It's a bad panic tripwire from the Cypher.
Paranoia. Net again. Finally, this guy's dealt with. He's already done so much more now with that Sheriff, and he's granted a bit of an opening here for Leaf. Round for the back, no shy.
2-4-2.
Runs him down. Shuts it all down on top of it. Klaus is out wide here. Bit of danger towards it. Trent. That's two straight to the dome. Shine Klaus down, double face, out wide, Melzer.
He could spam the wall.
Him versus Trent wins it with the classic.
What a nice eco from G2.
From G2.
And he's gonna have his Viper pit for next round.
That Trent felt comfortable using the classic. And what a round from Trent and from Net. Net's 2 shots with the Sheriff opening that one up and halting the momentum of Crew. What is that?
Straight through the wall. Free fire onto the corner.
Crazy stuff. God. You're not going to be able to do this every time, though. So G2 still need to make these adaptations to deal with what Crew are generally going for in the rifle rounds. Leaf is currently 0-5, but he's picking up the operator for the next round. And he's looking to try to take fights in mid. He's going to be favored on these fights because he's got control of the Viper wall.
Ultimate for G2.
We're not looking towards mid. B main seems to be their aim, but look at that. Hold out of Jonah P already. No command. Waving through. They're going to be waiting this one out. Everybody suppressed, just cutting noise.
And that's because all of the utility there made it feel like a fast B-pop, especially that KO flash through the window. Line up.
Line up. Snake bite. Nades. All combined. Final pulse does it. Lockdown's destroyed. Players are rotating though. Maybe the goal of this was to try and fake. But no, Spike. Okay, I mean, Mel's still got this one. They're into the site here. Kesner's traded though. In through the back. That's a TP and a committal now from Crew. Already walking up, but they're blinded. MTA didn't stand a chance. 3 players now onto lane. Bit of a pause and a drop down. Still trying to cover those angles. How is Klaus
the Odin Sova
Utilo in his hand, straight through the wall. It's all
against Odin fucking Cypher.
What can Klaus do? Lit up now with a neural theft. Lucky does not get spammed. A tap. Once more, has to wait for the second pulse of it. Has to keep
He's gonna get spammed.
Now committing out towards Dice, and a double play from the G2 players is enough to seal it up. 3-3 now.
The Odin just ripped through them there. Phenomenal stuff. And Crew
and this is where you pick Cypher with Viper and not Killjoy.
With the spot.
So you can still have a heavy Odin type of play.
Because they were waiting for Melter to come and deliver the spikes.
Very strong on
very
strong on fucking Ascent. Fucking Swiss cheese map.
And now Trent with his ult towards B main. This is where Kesnit's currently playing. They could try to do something fast.
And we see his second ultimate.
A little bit of discipline, probably worried about that Odin.
Omen used his ultimate too for fast rotate backside of B last round. There is an Hunter Fury, but Hunter Fury loses a bit of value for Crew since
into mid actually, just net straight through market.
Since G2 doesn't have a fucking
spam through the wall. High pen weapons, Leaf only be able to
a fucking Killjoy.
Any damage done? No, there's a shot gone wide, and all that space is power to scaling from Shy. Didn't want to overstay his welcome there. Back to the Jenny.
Good first skill.
An entry. Sparse a bit quick with it.
On the side from Crew.
Spike still with them on top of it, so it's a 3v3. And a retake of Leaf with the operator makes this one.
They have an operator and an Odin. It's not the best weapon for retake.
Looking for the plan just yet though. Now MTA.
You shouldn't play L. Like you're gonna get spammed.
That's really causing issues here. Shock dart there, ult popped off, flash over the top, spam into the corner, straight through the wall. That's net.
He could res him. He could res him.
Onto the floor. MTA's gonna be able to provide them with that information here. Facing that wide clamps of another one, and Crew.
What the fuck are those speaks?
What on earth?
This is what I'm saying when, like I say, Brazilians play for mechanical skill. Like those speaks don't make sense.
He ended up losing, but they've pulled that one out of nowhere. It's mostly this play. The fact that they got 2 people into tree without Jonah P knowing.
Klaus with these.
Yeah.
Follow up at the end.
And MTA with the entry.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to get onto Valen before Valen can use his paranoia, I think is a big error for Valen.
Ferrari peak.
He needs to be able to use his paranoia to stop crew once they actually commit to the sites. Oh, there it goes. But this is an eco round.
Just trying to set it up, aren't they? Maybe get Leaf this orb.
G2 pushing for the knives.
He's twice about
He's
it.
weird.
Away now with the drone.
Nice.
Kismet straight through mid. Set up with the rest of his team.
I guess he can give his AK once you have the knife.
And Leaf, by the way, since you were talking about him getting his Bladestorm online, is having an absolute nightmare of an opening to this. It's just getting absolutely outclassed by Kesnet.
Walking forwards.
Recalling my boss.
When you run the Cypher, there's no turret to just take your contact. These players manage to tuck themselves up into a deep position. The cam.
I think that's seen Kesnet.
No. They are rotating away. They are none the wiser.
There's
and
no
Kesnet
way.
has slunk in, hasn't he? Look at this guy. Fox in the pen. Trip taken out. It's a completely open site, and he's making a call.
I'm surprised he even wanted to break it. But okay, they've given the game
30
away.
seconds left.
But the spike's getting delivered. Can close.
We saw them.
Get out of there. Yep, Melzer, TP across as well. Sight. Stairs haven't actually properly cleared this one.
Someone close that fucking door. Someone close that fucking door. Someone close that fucking door.
Take the fight once more. Just facing wide into it. Shy for a B main. This is still watching that one, but listen, it's the Kesnet show. Goddammit, this guy. He can't be
Finally.
stopped. Wants a little bit more. Shy finishes that fight. 3-5. Crew leading here. Attack side of Ascent.
It's not just the outskilling, but that is there. I mean, Kesnet, Shy, even MTA on some of these entries they've just been phenomenal with the gun skill. But also Kesnet demonstrating that super high IQ in order to find the entry for his team by lurking his way past the camp. That's a split-second timing and super reminiscent of what he was doing on Icebox and Sunset and now here again on Ascent. Knife over towards B main, letting them know that crew are not playing that area aggressively. But it's such a passive setup from G2.
Yeah. No one holding aggressive in any of the extremities. Really far back in mid plays timing.
They are making it look like there could be threats with that smoke. And crew are respecting it for now. This would be a round for Leaf to come online. He's taking a very long sight line here, but he's 1-7, hasn't found an opportunity to get into this game. And because he's so far back rather than dueling up, crew have this easy access down camp.
Waltzing in.
There is a trip to stop them, but by the time they break the trip,
they're just
gonna
walking
be
up to it.
exploding onto Valen and Net. This is where the paranoia is absolutely imperative.
Again, spotted. No one able to really capitalize though off somebody getting tripped up into a paranoia. Dash forwards now from the rest of them. Net
One
only
for
good
one.
An instantaneous trade. Flash off to the side. Dodge. Leaf still with the one. Bladestorm. Regenerated, rejuvenated. Dashing and backing away. Jonah P delivers it. Flatlines the enemies. They return. Not out of it just yet.
They needed that. They needed Leaf to come online. And Jonah, after having such a great performance on Sunset, carrying them through some of those big rounds, he also steps up for the squad. But the actual utility war, still not looking great for G2.
Yep.
There was a knife there that suppressed Valen and stopped him from being able to use the paranoia.
Good flashes, brother.
But Jonah P wasn't suppressed, and there's the rest of the team crediting him on being able to flash them in so that they could maintain heaven control, where Leaf and Jonah got the work done. This looks like another of the exact same strategy, but this time G2 are fighting tree. They're not just leaving it open with the trip. That might be a surprise for Kesnet.
Flash, anti-flash position played onto the top corner. It's Leaf. Does he see this inside the smoke? He's not watching. He's not watching. He's not watching. Side by side, the Jet players are none. The wiser Kesnet. It takes him out. Flash there.
That's some good old card fucking help.
It's labored. It's messy, but eventually getting these kills. Trent still alive there, but eventually now brought down. MTA and Shy. They are powering their way through. Side granted and gained.
And this attack side keeps going for Crew. So many rounds on what's generally thought of as a defense-sided map. It's so difficult for G2 to hold on. Net's got an impossible task ahead of him.
Throw it in his face. That was to take first contact, and there goes the swing for Melzer.
And again, Brent, Valen's paranoia, way late. They're just not being able to identify the timings early enough to pull out the utility, use it, and stop Crew. By the time they realize that Crew have committed, they're already having to take gunfights. I mean, obviously this being a weird example, but there you see it, just in the kill cam. Valen's playing over towards Switch, and he's got someone in his face by the time he uses the flash.
Yeah.
It's not a
Good shit from Bro.
five-person burst execute. It's much more difficult for the defense to get the utility timing correct, and G2 are struggling so much with that. Meanwhile, in the slower pace,
And good tactical
Kesnet is like an
timeout
eel. He just
from G2.
he finds his way through the smallest gaps. He's like an octopus. Only the beak limits where he can go. He can slip through any crack.
Yeah, you're just making me hungry. I mean, 14-6, that's the scoreline for Kesnet. In terms of his kills to deaths.
That's so sad for Kesnet.
Yeah. Why is it sad?
Because I'm trying to describe him similar to an eel or an octopus, and it's just making you want to eat him. What?
I mean, he's popping off too. He's popping off. Listen, I'm trying to spin this one in a positive direction.
You're too sushi-pilled.
Yeah, I really am. Okay, this needs to be a turnaround for G2. That's why the timeout's being taken.
The G2 Cypher plays way too much like a Killjoy. Like he stays close to his shit and doesn't move.
Or just hard stacking.
And you have to when you are a Killjoy because you have a range on your shit, so if you go out, it goes down.
But Net keeps going for these that get in
But as a
forward.
Cypher, you should be rotating faster. Almost instantly, like.
Just walking, they're missing the timing again. Jonah P, he's there, forced to just underhand it. And where's the follow-up?
They just can't get the
set it up.
They can't get the timings for this defensive unit.
Wall goes
They can't
up,
have people taking contact
but
from
they
the
are
side.
past the wall. So now the KO has to back, and they don't have to fight me, they still have someone top mid to control A main, and they are gonna go 3.
1 minute now.
They are gonna try to get a big 3, see if it's like doable. I feel like
But again, no one's playing like an early.
I feel like they wanna go
They're playing to jiggle.
market and B main. Yeah, they are faking 3.
This is pulling the util out. I mean, they fake out the smokes, TP, just trying to really force them.
It's going B split.
Again, the eel is in mid.
Yeah.
The eel is in mid. I repeat, 2 players to meet him. They're going to be doubling up. Sprayed through and down. Jonah P from behind. What a return and what an answer. Net's still alive at the back of the site, but he has taken some hits. 7 HP. Kesnet hot on his case. That's 3 in a round for him now. Sets up for the plant.
And let's see what the Viper does on the Ascent. And you're gonna see that it's just a dog shit pick, like.
All going down now. Run out of resources, no mollies to force the fight. You can hear the jump spot. At least one of them, but it's a double face of Crew.
Especially when you give up, like.
Almost an impossibility.
You're giving up fucking
Great try.
Sova for Viper. I don't think that trade is good at
The
all.
rest of the squad pulling up to 7. It's absurd what Kesnet is doing. And Shy, too, has just decided.
Like, Net plays too much like a Killjoy, and
I mean, this was a sick play. Don't get me wrong from Jonah.
the Viper doesn't have any impact at all.
But it's just not enough.
Crew up to 7 on their attack side of Ascent. I mean, a resounding half so far, and there's one more round left to be played.
Even if they lose it, Crew are still in an amazing position to win their first, I guess, this is not
3
quite a
ultimates
season game, is it?
against
But
2.
their first game outside of LCQ.
The first lockdown was pretty dog shit. They know the KO is... Yeah, he shouldn't do that. They know the KO is here, and he destroyed the first lockdown. at that same exact place.
I mean,
Like,
Nels has got his ult and the spike, so I think this might be some kind of elaborate fake where they're deciding whether to go B or whether to go A, depending on how the reaction to this lockdown works.
Not really committed. TP into the back of the site here by Valen. He cancels it. Still the rest of the team out wide.
and they are being
Look at that,
pulled.
they're fake, as if they were ping-ponging to A and just walk in.
Absolutely ridiculous.
The calls are just immaculate from Melzer today.
Is G2 overreacting?
And they're just taking their time with it as well, so it just gets broken.
Now they know they're on B. Someone played that though. Don't we have a jet? Don't we have smoke from crew? We do have smokes.
No command.
Can't we just smoke that fucking door and go and close it? I don't think he saw the kill.
It's really slow, really laboured, shy, close. Interlogs tucked away, they can't remove him ever so slightly. Beautiful shots though from G2, making a good go of this one. Wall up into their face as well, but yes, you're right, the time is ticking. The biggest enemy against them right now, they can't deal with these big main players. Trent is absolutely sealed it for them, and they have enough time, barely.
What a retake from G2.
Wow.
But is that enough? Getting to only
Who really troll? Like, I don't know why they don't fucking close that door.
How are they going to be able to
They really hate closing that door. Just close the fucking door, man.
Valen call an amazing
You
attack.
literally have a free sage wall. Like, just press the fucking button. Like, smoke it, send someone, and press that fucking button. Like,
So many questions heading into this second half, really. All yet to be answered, a lot to find out on top of it. Golden Boy is standing by with the special experts as well to give us all the breakdown.
Yeah, that's right. I'm out here with the crew. That's the name that I've given you guys. Well, for one, you guys are popping off always. You're here supporting the squad. How do you feel about crew this time around, coming into 2024 season?
I feel confident about them. I think they're going to be top 5 in the league.
Oh, top 5. What about you?
I had no doubts going into this. I honestly think that they're going to be able to go to Madrid.
Oh, calling Madrid right here and now. Obviously, my boy over here, his voice is absolutely shattered because he's been cheering for crew endlessly. So, guys, give it up. Give it up for the crew. All right, I'm going to step aside for a second. Are there any G2 fans in the house? Are there any G2 fans?
G2 fans, Pepe Love.
G2? Anyone? No. You come over here, buddy. Come over here. Surely this won't go wrong. All right. Let's see. What's up, buddy? Okay, what's the sign?
Valen. Yo. Valen is the GOAT. Valen my throat, okay?
Wonderful. Well, sir, you can go that way. Thank you so much for that one. And that is why we don't have nice things. No, jokes aside, though, guys, we got some things to give away for you wonderful people.
yeah, the goodies. We've got some lighters, some keychains. I've got a pencil. Who wants a keychain? Who wants a fucking keychain?
Back here. Hold on, Colin, if you don't mind, my friend. I got to make sure the kids get them. Here you go, guys. There you go.
Who wants the goo-goo, the DDs? Who wants the goodies? Holy fucking shit, man. American culture. Kill me. Kill me, please.
Okay, well, I think you've witnessed history. This is the last crowdwork segment we're ever going to run.
Least unhinged G2.
That was so good. Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, that even distracted the crew players there. I saw Kesnit.
Just looking around, it's like, what is going on?
Towards the crowd. Okay. Let me refocus for a moment. Well then.
So,
Whoops.
Leaf has had a really rough game so far. Yeah. I mean, he had moments where he was getting outclassed in the previous 2 maps, but this is different. 3 and 10 really found it difficult to get anything going on defense. And like I said, G2's composition, it looks like it can take map control fairly well.
10 Jet versus 17 Jet.
Into sights.
Oof.
It looks like the Viper Wall's going to threaten those B splits. But let's see. It's going to put a lot of stress and strain, I think, on Jonah P in terms of how he...
And they are pushing B main and mid?
A bit of a pincer play outside B. I mean, they're going to be fast onto the flank, I think, through Cat.
disable, they probably...
Doesn't win it. Good opening.
That's a fantastic opener from Leaf. He needs more of those.
Kill, but guess what? They are so fast.
I was gonna say they're probably gonna
Dealt with paranoia.
zerg the...
Everybody tucked into hell with one player. Left to play the cross. It's Jonah Peak here. Hopping up onto the high ground. Klaus.
And they have a lot too, like... Good pistol from G2.
G2. Perhaps what they needed.
Now in the midst of
We're
all
gonna
of that,
see if they manage to get clinicals, clinical,
Trent has a lineup
like
that
the
lands so that he's got
clinicals
to
they
fight
got
all between grass and
in the
tree.
first and second map.
I wonder if we can catch that at some point. But you can see it in some of these replays. That is a really unusual one. Something to keep an eye out for if G2 look like they're going towards tree in any of these rounds.
Ronaldo just holding for the push, expecting the eco. One player to receive.
Just a dry fucking go from Crew.
Attempt to play off the site. Now, it's always the risk. When you're not running the killjoy, you don't have the nano swarms to just lay it down into the smoke. So
Oh,
players
they
could
found
swim
how
through
to
them, but
fucking
just
close that door.
And look, it's actually an aggressive trip on the market smoke.
Yeah.
As Net came out, he tripped market, making sure that if anyone tried to pop flash and swing through there, they would get punished for it. So they have thought about this with the comp. And Crew shouldn't be able to get too much done here just with classics in hand, but their aim has been so sharp today, I struggle to write them off.
Thanks happening.
They're going to hit
the back.
trip.
Yeah, they will hit the trip.
But if they just play to contain and play for exits...
Looking to do economical damage.
Yeah, it could get bad.
No chance to win the round for them. Running it down. Oh my god. Oh my god. And
Here are those exits.
Containing, getting the kills here. They need to get out with that rifle and bulldog, but only one weapon surviving.
What an excellent prioritization of the most
And
damage that you could do in that situation.
only one
You see a lot of teams just group up to
gun
try to only play
out.
one side of the map on exits and then throw themselves into the
And
strike.
we see
Really make
two
good progress.
AKs bought from
G2 got a bit of a
from
question
G2.
mark. Leaf is going to purchase
So
up
they
a
are
lot of things.
like they are not playing bonus. They are like playing their own.
Kesnit's not real.
He's not real.
They are force buying that shit.
He's not real. He can't hurt me. He's not real. He can't hurt me.
And the fourth,
Nightmares manifest.
So Leaf
a
is gonna
third
play this
AK
one,
bought,
hoping to
but
get
a
up to the
fourth
base
AK
on, but he's
total.
quite a long way away.
And a lot of small shields too.
Money situation's weird. Wiggling onto the corner and MTA, but backs away with a knife.
Did catch onto Leaf, so they know the Jet is in A main, and that's going to pull Kesnit over. Look at this one way, right? Look at that.
Playing in front of it though, MTA. Depending on how this is cleared, if G2 choose to fight this one back to
Turns, there is a timing.
the orb goes down as well.
He saw too, he saw the Viper.
He wants even more
They
forward.
know the Cypher alerts on the other side because that's how he played.
Man, where is the utility to get them through these choke points? They've got one flash.
And they know the KO was main and the Jet was main too because they got her on the knife, so they basically have an idea of where everybody is. And that's why you see Sova rotating now.
Retreating away, but I mean G2, they're still not through. The layers of the util the crew, they're just saving all their pieces for this.
Where is the exec utility for G2?
It's just not there. Finally, you're seeing it flash over the top as well with that dash out and
Flashed
maybe some
in,
kills
trade.
found. Leafy's still alive.
30
Here,
seconds left.
out wide, but hit. Okay, Klaus returns it right from the side.
Good shit from good shit from Crew. Let's go Crew.
They lost Valen early on, so
Let's win that
paranoia
shit.
side, but when they actually hit the site, there's one high flash coming out from Jonah B. Because they have to use some of that utility to be able to take map control earlier. It's a real worry for
And
me
they
with
are
the competition.
forcing again, like
Crew can just bunker
we
down
saw
on the
two
side.
Guardian before that replay, both for G2. They have the KO ultimate, so
But the score is close. Having said that, G2 actually decided to buy in the previous round. Like we'd said, Leaf bought fully down, didn't get up to the Blade Storm. And now G2 will go, yeah, there you go. I mean, what kind of lineup is that? It's like magnetic when it hits the wall.
It's nasty.
These players put in so many hours into server time. Find the
so many hours trying to
There's some Viper main somewhere going. I've been using that since
to make a
1993.
useless agent work.
That's old tech.
Yeah, it's always the Viper mains on the unorthodox maps. They just have the wildest tech.
That's a little slow for Pro.
Getting back in the way, and it's so slow.
Like, I was expecting his teammate,
One of the win
probably.
conditions for G2 on their attack side is going to be trying to bait crew.
And this is why the server is
fighting
so
aggressive
good.
in certain areas and giving away picks before
Because
they
it's
have
really
to
good both in offense, but
Especially
almost
in
even
mid, where
more
this Viper wall's
in
dangerous.
defense.
What a play.
Wow. Kill to be found
It's
there.
still 1-for-1,
Shy drops down into logs. Is he going to be spotted out?
and they found 2 more.
What a play indeed.
That's amazing stuff. The flash comboed with the paranoia, knowing exactly how to punish that player on lane. And then Leaf getting warmed up, dealing with his counterpart.
Others are still with a lot of utility. He's wanting to make a go of this one. Picks up a rifle. Maybe to get lucky. Post plan being played. Everybody up onto the
Honestly,
side.
if they could play the exit, like,
This is just going to be a save.
Yep, thinking twice.
MTA and Klaus don't have enough money to be able to buy for next, so if they lose the Vandals, they're in a bad spot.
Okay, G2.
It is ludicrous that G2, and frankly actually all of the teams that we've seen in the Americas, are able to get so much value from the eco round, when teams are also, I feel like, buying into them less.
Yeah, some of them are really maximizing it just because of the threat of that outlaw purchase, but
I feel like the game plans that we're seeing from teams on eco rounds are really well fleshed out this year to be able to get that first pick and then snowball it forwards. Crew are going to take a timeout again very early on in the half, I feel. They haven't learned too much about the way that G2 are approaching things, but plays like that, the more that G2 have in their playbook with this composition to be able to generate the first picks or to be able to get into sight,
and now
that is going to make up for any downsides of the
a
comp.
cool timeout.
Perfectly.
look even better for them. It's always the way as well with these compositions. You just don't really know, especially when you run something like this, like G2 are running on Ascent, you know, how it's going to be working out on their attack side. It was looking like they were missing the pieces, like getting bogged down super hard before they could even get into the sites. But when they get given main control like that, it looks like they have setups to be able to just explode out, capitalize off the util.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have smaller amounts of utility, it's not about how big your utility is, it's about how you use it, Brad.
Okay. Why are you telling me that?
Well, I just thought you might need to know.
I don't need to know, actually,
All right.
and I'm not insecure.
That's fair enough.
Don't bring it up.
Okay,
Ever
well.
again.
So, but how G2 use the small pieces of utility that they have is going to be incredibly important. Maximizing that potential to be able to get picks off the back of them is, as you just saw, everything.
Yeah.
This round, though, Jonah and Net with Guardians not choosing to upgrade to rifles. Okay.
Interesting.
Here.
Jonah was feasting with the Guardian on Sunset.
Toxins going up.
Even keeping that half armor, I mean, he's got 4.2k to him.
That's a different lineup. This is the more standard Viper lineup, and you can see them picking it out.
Stand though, Flash to take control of A main. One player left to anchor the site. That's Melzer towards the back. MTA, his jobs to just hold and contain towards tree. You can hear the players now, and that offloads his
Good utility from the crew skill.
So much util used there, baited out by crew. Exchanged, not too much on the other side. Leaf, though, having burnt the dash. Normally, teams are going to reset into an A split after this if they want to finish A. So this is, if G2 continue all bunched up in A main, this is going to be hard for them to get out through the choke.
Mollies might make it easier though. Where did these lineups land? Potentially to the back of Jenny. Looks like it's in that direction. Here we go, finding it. Molly actually towards the door. So here we go, Ult sent flying MTA. There towards hell, an attempt by Kesnet. More than that, he's granted 2 kills to his name. Spike dropped down. On top of it, Trent, he's alone.
And he's using the AWP to leave.
Leaving the spike for now.
He's forced to abandon Jonah.
Truly forced, and now Kesnet wraps it up. Pretty and neat with the bow on top of it. That's the lead for crew.
Good shit for
Once
Who.
more.
Huge utility from MTA.
I do think that was a little awkward there for G2.
The knife that like disable people, and the molly that just prevents them from totally like going in.
but a little too late. Not quite enough pressure onto the people anchoring. And again, Crew looking really sharp with their rifle skill. The Eco is in all sorts of weird positions here. Trent is just vying for next with only a Sheriff, no armor.
Singing past each other towards A main, mid.
They need to find the bot. They need to find it.
Done a decent job there getting rid
To
of the
find
turret.
it.
Have they?
I don't know if they are aware.
To walk past the alarm bar, but I don't think they do.
Kesnit with the dash, lots of targets. It's a rich environment. Alarm
They know
bot.
now.
Now they're dashing in the wrong direction, the wrong side. Can't escape from them. Not quite. Leaf.
He can't hide
For
it.
him, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. Still one might be good enough now, especially with Kesnit removed. He's been a star player for this team.
These are the mistakes that I think Crew have to avoid. Giving away a pick like that when G2 are just fighting for map control.
Not enough duration on the drone.
And the camera from net, again, just letting them know, nobody push behind it.
Contacting up and out of flash. Through, Leaf's caught by it. Nano Swarms as well. The rest of his team can't follow up through, so this is buying time for Shy. The rest of his squad need to just play this one. Klaus still close to the dice. Out wide, it's been covered. Smoke deep for them to try and pop through. Pistols now out.
Oh, my fucking gun.
Work. Shrapnel straight through him. Melzer
Those hounds.
has to save surely.
The economy's weird for both teams, but I think you're right. With Kesnit and NTA not having very much money, Miles has just got to go for the save here. A G2 in a 5v4 being able to pop into B.
I think the jet
It
from
looked awkward, didn't it? I mean, Leaf was full blind, running through Nano Swarms,
Ko should have
then
a
swings with
knife
30
soon.
health. It definitely looked like there might have been an opportunity.
Definitely was the timing, I think.
Yeah, for
somebody
Klaus
to
to
swing
pick that up.
I think she has her knife.
Like maybe Shy to swing through the smoke, but
they get away
So
with it.
they only need money for the KO.
G2 are starting to pull back into this one. It looked like a fantastic lead the Crew had managed to develop on the previous half. Even though it's only 2 rounds, just because of the way that Ascent plays. Very possible to close that.
Anyone's game.
With how tight this game has been.
Yeah, she has a
The fact
knife.
that we're currently at 9-9 as well. All of those conversations about Crew.
And they're
close,
gonna
but
equal
they're not being able to
pretty
get the match win.
like
Those are all going to start
pretty
to rear their
good.
head again if they can't close things out here. Because it really looks like they're in control. Kesnit's got 24 kills already.
The human just bought a sheriff for the KO.
When he has performances like this, you should be able to convert them into match wins.
They should play.
But G2 are primed to take the lead.
The perfect flash for that A main control. Smoke's used early.
They play with the okay Nano Swarm, so they know Killjoy is here.
They want to try and burst themselves into the site.
They are out.
Timmy's doing his best.
It really is.
What?
Kesnit? That is insane. Talk about nerves. 5 health though. A lot of damage being done to these players. Still the eco. Smoke drops off. It's so awkward, right?
This is a weird way
It's
to play
really
the post
odd. They're all going to be just waterfalling down straight into hell. Can they even get these connections? The bullets are raining through. It's anyone's game. RNG is what it comes down to. Still, players survive. Kesnit's there, 5 HP, and a dream right click misses. Leaf surviving.
Oh my god, they are throwing the same way. They threw freaking Sunset, man.
Yep.
I mean, it was an eco, but
That's a very
still,
deliberate decision
like,
that they went for there, putting so many people in hell, putting the smoke there too, all trying to play off each other.
they have 2 really strong ultimate though. They have the Sova ultimate and the KO ultimate.
Especially when Crew have stingers.
And now they have money, so it should be 10-10. They go for it. The question is, how much do they lose?
Their favor.
The attack side has been all theirs. Only 2 rounds gained.
Because if they have a pretty clean round,
Guns by their side. Crew put a stop to it once more.
Okay, G2 looking to gather up towards B main, where they've got Odin spam off Shy's contact. Or actually off the turret contact. Oh, Klaus is going to recon off turret contact and then go for the Odin spam.
Shy forward, breaks the cam. Been using that one a lot. Alright, does have the Odin spam with the turret now. Feels his hand ever so slightly though, that's gonna make Jonah P think twice. Pop flash. Now the paranoia
Okay.
flying.
Throwing utility. Okay.
To the back of it.
One ultimate, and they are gonna go in.
For the rotation, still 2 remain from crew. Anchored, hard positions here. It's up to MTA with a nade. Up down at his feet. Reposition him back down. Up to heaven. Melzer. It's a really, really tight angle. Allen! Oh, shot to the cranium. Kenslin's time to shine though. Let's see what he can do. Hunter's Fury from afar. Klaus seeking support from
Good.
full range.
Oh my god.
It's almost grabbing a second one in that scenario. Shy, he's faster, but the double face of G2 is good. They've got that discipline in check. Spike. Klaus getting revealed. Odin spam! Leading it straight to net. It's a 1v1.
What?
30 bullets left in the Odin.
He cancelled the drone?
Main position for Jonah P. Spam into the door, but he doesn't quite break it. He's anticipating the reflank. That's why he has to clear it. Time might become an issue. Jonah P, there's so much to clear right now for Klaus. Hopping over the top. Good movement in the end. The tap. Forcing it out.
He
Shots
knows.
fired from Jonah P. Now reveals his position. Off to the side here. Klaus trying to play this as well as he can. Almost getting this kill. Jonah P. Another time. Wide with the swing in no time. It's played to perfection by Jonah P. He's won the round for them. I think very just about. Yes.
Oh my fucking god. Cool. Cool are trolling, man.
Convinced that Jonah was going to be playing some kind of aggressive.
They are
angle.
fucking trolling, man.
You know, a push from heaven or somebody anchoring generator. He just couldn't believe that Jonah was playing so far back. And yeah, the timing, so close. Crew are going to call another timeout. It is just in time, unlike on Sunset, where it was already, the damage had been done at that point. But this time, the final timeout called by Atom, when Crew are forced onto an eco, I think by the look of their economy, and almost giving G2 12. Now, the eco rounds have been really powerful in this game, so I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but in all likelihood, G2 are getting up to match point here, and this would be a heartbreaker for Crew.
Come so close. All throughout last year. I just don't want a repeat. The same for this year here in the kickoff. Like you said, the money situation looking too good for Crew.
Not
Really digging deep, I think, for the weaponry here, but
They have a Viper P2.
can't count this team out. Maybe it's possible.
Like,
Extend the
if
bleed,
they
but more
manage to
likely
get
they'll
that
just make
Viper
it
on
2
site.
12.
I don't know if you want the Viper on site. Because you can line up some shit with the Viper mollies. That's why you play Viper.
Repositions actually, runs his little wee legs there into wine, so.
One suppressed.
Rest of the team not interested.
It's a nice
They
idea.
found
to
the
default into a
Omen.
B hit, but it hasn't pulled anyone from Crew away from this 3-person setup in B main.
But the Omen has an ultimate, so
He packs away. Paranoia now.
Paranoia, they found one.
Damage!
Oh.
No way! Like I said,
That's huge.
count Crew out. She's Guardian spam.
Okay,
Leaf
the
being
molly
casualty there.
mid.
Be left reeling here. 4v5 for G2.
They
now.
should close that door though.
See if they can confirm
The
what's
door is
more.
not closed.
Much more difficult, though. Up
I
back
don't know
play,
why
lead
Crew
them.
don't close
Still have main
doors.
control.
Like, you know they're gonna rotate.
They've bled G2
Who
out of all
fucking
flash utility. This is my question again.
who fucking cat? Like, you have to close that door. It's just a free sage wall. Like, just close the fucking door, man. Close that fucking door.
Oh my! Jonah P, I don't think he saw a bloody thing. Kesner's still there though, returning with a fire. The cavalry arriving. Kesner doing his darn. There's still 2 players to meet them here. 25 seconds left. The call is to cancel. G2 gonna start running up to mid, but they're gonna be met. Crew gonna meet them here. Vulnerable, spamming them down. Spike dropped. Net, he's low.
And the door is closed on me. That's why you close the door, so they can't fucking run around like fucking retards.
10 seconds. Get a move on, son. Cam, so we can cross. Time fairly there, but he's got it. Has to stick this mic now. It's up to Shy. Running with the timing. He knows it. Spam onto the corner. Shy.
Holy fucking shit, man.
And pulls off the almost impossible.
These eco rounds have just been so dangerous. I thought it was an absolute mad play to go for the defensive reclear there. Because again, theoretically, G2 should find it really difficult to get into sight. So why are you offering them a team fight right before they would be forced to
They have the
accept?
knives on the Jet.
In all of the chaos, they actually found enough kills with the lower weaponry.
Yeah.
And then the scramble from G2. I still think it was a good call to try to go B. They knew that both players were A, but they hit the alarm bot, which vulnerable them. Then the market door was closed.
So many obstacles.
The 1v1, I mean, it's just mad. Absolutely mad. And now we find ourselves here with only one round separating.
You said don't count them out with the half-fire weapons.
Yeah.
We said it. We saw it. Made manifest here. Timeout for G2 has to be called. Have to come up with some corrections.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the end of that round that they'll be discussing. It's their more general game plan. And I think the fact that Crew went for that re-clear is going to be a real thinker for G2. Because actually, if you're able to bait those out, that could be good. Shy's been great today, picking that one up. How many times did he save them in 1v1 situations earlier on today when they had a player advantage and almost threw it?
Rhinoceros has been good for it.
Yeah. The Rhinoceros and the Electric Eel. What a duo. What a duo.
I don't think Kesnit's going to be happy with that nickname. He'll do his best to make it all stick.
He's slippery enough. He can dodge a nickname.
Odin spam. A little bit early from Klaus there. Just hoping maybe they were opting for the B rush, but it doesn't connect on 20 players.
The Omen Spike walking
They
up
haven't
mid.
really been in mid this early in the round, I don't think. If they break the alarm bot here, they're creating threats in mid real early. And that's going to pull people...
Why are Sova and KO on the same
Make
site?
things easier.
Literally the two people that can give you info.
Honestly, no one reacted to that alarm bot going down.
Door closed.
They did. They closed the door.
Kesnit's still feeling safe for the time being.
Here.
I don't know how he can feel safe there.
No, I don't know either.
Those pings, dude, those red pings are like
He's just not scared.
amazing.
But
if
They heard the cam, so they know they are coming back because the Cypher is their lurk. What a nice kill.
Door's broken though. And here's Leaf.
Very naive on the fucking door.
Maybe to set another right click and missed. Went a little bit wide.
What is that ultimate?
Needs to push the back. Beautiful paranoia, yet Jonah P. How has he done that? Treacherous waters, yet still sails it through with the lockdown destroyed and a pit on top of it. There's the 12th round.
Holy fucking shit, man.
Huge performance from
Crew deserves to lose.
Very reminiscent of what he put together on Sunset. He's top of the scoreboard for his squad. Just in front of Leaf, who's made a big
fully
recovery.
blind, man.
No, he was the only player that didn't get caught by the paranoia. We might catch it in the replay, but he bailed the rest of his team out. Look at him, swinging forward to cover for the other two, Valen and Trent, I think, who just got whacked by that paranoia. I mean, Jonah's been amazing.
He has.
He's just
Yeah.
been amazing today.
Ishtai is the god, is the MVP for Crew.
30 kills, by the way.
Jonah P is definitely the MVP for
Staring
G2.
into Jonah, who has knife and an null command to take it away. I mean, Kesnit should not be able to make magic happen. And unfortunately, this looks like Kesnit's going to drop 30 in a loss again. I mean, it just looks brutal.
Heartbreak.
But the way that Crew operated on that previous eco round, it got them the win. So even though they have stingers and a blade storm that can get cancelled, they still have hope.
Gotta do it again. Gotta do it again to stay in the series. Jump spot through mid, now walking all the way through. Kesnit just jump spotting off from the well. See if he can spot a head or two, but it is smoked into the bottom of mid. Denying that
And they are gonna go mid again.
Lambo's still there.
They
Look
know
at
the
that.
alarm bot is
In
here.
case there was somebody there. Now the null command
Okay,
through.
ultimate, if they found one.
It doesn't matter, he's doesn't have the Blaze Storm. Ripped away from him, but he takes out your star player. Leaf is gone.
And he fucking heard the fucking KO too.
Lucky he didn't end up dying there. There was a corner fight, but Valen is the one who goes down. Shies in a corner, sprayed them through. 2 players.
He kills the KO at the end of his ultimate too.
Trying to get this plant out now. It's gonna take a miracle at this point, but that's what's been saved.
And they have the info on both people, like they know the Cypher is here, spammed out, and now it's a 4v1. Good shit. Like they have 2 amazing eco rounds, and in the middle they have the worst fucking round ever. Like they drop a fucking Killjoy ultimate in the middle of like nothing, of 3 people like already on him and shit like that. Like I don't understand. Like who are like all aim no brain. Like
I'm not talking about the. I mean,
they have some good reads and some good like rounds, but once like shit hits the fan, hits the fan, like they just like overheat. I feel.
Battling their way back.
Draw it up in Epic Pen. 1 chance, chat.
1 chance. Seconds.
And another beat from B main this time. Oh my god. Close that door, close that door.
Gonna pee into the site. Out for main. Shy! Where's he got that? 3 players. Spike is still planted though, but this is such an odd scenario. They are aware of this, surely. No, for B main, they don't know the Trent's there.
Net baited for Trent, and I think this is going to be the play.
That's the issue with policy, no way! Ripped them apart! G2 take it! It's a 13-11.
Holy fuck.
Ascension team paves the way. They've got their match versus EG.
And a dagger to the heart of the crew fans who've seen it all before. 13-11, the final map. Crew gave it everything. They looked amazing. Kesnet dropped 31 kills. And yet G2 could not be denied. Big resilience being shown there. From a team who's been through it all.
Yeah.
Made it to an international event, won Ascension, clawed their way back, and are now 1-0 against the big dogs. We saw Bleed, the other Ascension team that played so far. They lost their opener. The Ascension teams are 1-1.
What's this side?
The rest of the pack so far. The General mates yet to play. God, what a match though. That really could have gone either way. There is so much parity between these kind of squads.
I look forward to the rest of the season, honestly, as well. Like you're seeing these teams so closely.
Cool, and then
nightmare, honestly. Repeating close losses, but enough about that. It's all G2 here with that very, very close win. They get their fight versus Evil Geniuses.
oh, they play G. Yeah.
It's going to be a huge one for them. And G2 have serious chances of being able to make it through to the playoffs. They've got a group where it's doable.
Yeah.
And this squad, they've been at the top of
I
North
don't know,
America
man.
before. They know what it takes to win. It takes grit and resilience, and they showcased that today. Coming back with wins on Sunset and Ascent after going down on their map pick. What a game this was, though. I'll tell you what, one of the players that maybe isn't going to get the largest fanfare.
Oh, tomorrow we have fucking Temeratics.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, this guy stepping up onto a stage like this, a lot of players would have nerves. No, this was.
Oh, and we have fucking K-Cup, man, tomorrow.
Pulling miracles out of his ass. I mean, you just you can't really ask for much more for an opening performance of this player. This guy, his KO was pretty sublime, setting up the most of them. But yeah, ended up with the loss here. It's unfortunate, but they're not out of the kickoff just yet. They have another chance to really fight back in the lower bracket of their group a little bit later.
And look what it meant for the G2 guys too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is what they've been playing for all last year. They were tier 1 ready in 2023. We thought that tons of those players would have been picked up for the top level. They didn't. They chose to stick together. They grinded to get here, to get wins like that. And it wasn't easy. It certainly wasn't. But they grinded it out.
And he certainly did. Well, with that being said, let's send it down to Van Silly. He's at the stage, standing by with Net for the Verizon post-match interview. Send it down.
Thank you, Brent and Sideshow. Chat, give it up here. It's G2 Net with the victory. Net, congratulations. It's been a long time since we've seen you on a physical VCT stage. I'm thinking about like Reykjavik at this
The
point.
third thing is that fucking Viper won on Ascent, and now you're gonna see fucking retards play Viper on Ascent. Even though it's dog shit.
Oh, yeah. And so far from just your answer, it doesn't sound like you're, oh my god, because it must have been a stressful game today. You went the distance against Crew. What did Crew have that made it so difficult to play against?
I would just say they have really good firepower individually. Like Kesnet is a really good player individually, so you just have to be watch out because they have some shooters.
Oh, for sure. And if you're thinking about, you know, you guys did the move up from Challengers, you played Ascension, you made all the way up here, and through the interviews you're talking about how Challengers was a similar type of like platform in terms of competition versus the VCT in Americas. Do you still feel that way after this matchup? And what can you tell for the aspiring pros that are currently trying to grind it up to the top?
I still believe so. I think to any aspiring pros, just if you have a good process and if you work hard and you're diligent, anyone can make it.
Awesome, and the next question I have for you is that I'm starting to see you play a little bit less of Killjoy and more Cypher in between the last two maps of Ascent and also of Sunset. And when I see your name, I usually see Killjoy. Is this like a downfall of Killjoy when she used to be such a good meta pick back in 2023?
I would say it just depends on the player. I still think Killjoy is a pretty strong agent, but I just prefer Cypher more, and I think with the new buffs, I just think Cypher is very strong.
And final question for you. You're coming up against EG to try to play in the playoffs. EG is coming with a brand new roster, but do you still feel that they have that same type of like strong chemistry that they could take it to the top in Champions?
Definitely. I think anyone in franchising is good, or sorry, the partnership program. I think everyone's good, and you have to prepare as so, and you should take no one lightly, so it's going to be a good game.
Well, Ned, thank you so much here for the Verizon post-match interview. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we do have Valen on the desk with everybody else in Golden Boy.
Yeah.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
I don't know.
Okay, that's dramatic.
Maybe I'm gonna
Plans Verizon.
watch a little bit of the desk, but I don't think I'm gonna watch everything. I think I'm gonna call it for today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tomorrow we have...
Can I still get it?
Yeah. I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy
Tomorrow we
S24
have
Plus,
Zeta
Wi-Fi and tablet, all
Division
on us. That's up to $1,800 in
T1.
value, only on Verizon.
We have MIBR, Furia, and Interactive Sentinel. Right? Yeah. So I'll probably like do some games and then switch to watch party. Honestly, Crow deserve to lose. I still think they are the better team, but they make too many mistakes. Like, they just made way too many mistakes. Between the fucking coaching stuff, trolling the timeouts, and fucking those fucking rounds, like... Yeah, I'll see what's the post-game stuff is, and I mean, it wasn't an insane series. It was pretty like unclean, like from both teams. Both team, yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like Crow tilted on Sunset, and I still think they had the better comp on Ascent. But yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to VCT America's Golden Boy alongside with the others, as well as Mimi. And we decided to put Valen to work today so he could break down the game and earn a paycheck. How you doing, buddy? No, seriously, congratulations on the win. Had to feel good to not just go out there and play, but also go out there and win as well after this long road you've been on.
Dude, coming out with the first match and first win for VCT is so big for us in terms of just knowing that we can do it. You know what I mean? We haven't played in VCT since back in Reykjavik.
Yeah.
And to come out and get the momentum rolling early is huge for the team and the morale, especially going into practice. Going into a practice week when you win feels very good.
Yeah.
And so I just love my teammates. That was a very grueling win for us.
Yeah.
Nothing was easy, and we earned it hard. And I want to shout out my team for the incredible resilience, and they played phenomenal. Especially in the clutches, we were coordinating everything. We had some inside infos. We've been struggling in practice a little bit with some coordination and trying to get everyone on the same page. Just the dynamic of the team.
And is that just because of the changes and incorporating Leaf into it and everything?
Yeah, I think people underestimate how much of a difference one change on a team can make in terms of just your dynamic, your comms. Because Leaf coming from, people don't know this, but Leaf is maybe they do, he's a super vocal player. So it's actually for him.
You already have a lot of voices in your team, right? You and Ned are both crazy vocal.
Right, and so we had to try to taper that down a bit. And just knowing that all the hard work, we were going through it, just paid off in the win, and we're going to continue. My mind's everywhere, but
it's got to be after a match like that. Just quick to those of you at home, if you want to ask Valen anything, we have people in the back watching Twitch.
Yeah, we have people. It's not Ender anymore.
If you write something good, we might be able to send it over to him. But what I want to ask is, since that time, way back when at Reykjavik, for the four of you that have stuck together, because it has been a long time together, how is the team
So it's just some interview and native bullshit.
now finally making it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it for today.
Back, I should say.
See you tomorrow for the games.
Because the game is so
MIBR, Furia. My money is on MIBR if they don't roll. Because I just think Furia got smashed by Energy.
Stays the exact same throughout the long period of time. You always have
But
to
again,
innovate as a
Furia
team
is
and try to be different, or else
yeah,
you're gonna fall
I
behind,
still
right?
think MIBR. And then
But the one thing that
Unrentive
kept us growing
Sentinels.
is just our mindset
My
together,
money
and
is
honestly,
on.
our time spent
My
building
money is on
relationships with each other.
Sentinel.
That's a huge thing for us.
How many years has it been now?
Over 2 years now. This is going into our third year by the end of it.
Okay, we consider this a serious relationship at this point.
It is pretty serious. And
yeah, my money is on Sentinel because Unrentive lost to Leviathan.
We're not a team that just dominates scrims all the time or looks fantastic form all year round. We go through grueling process to get good.
Yeah.
And
2-1.
long-lasting dynamic is really what keeps us pushing forward and trusting the process within.
Yeah. Do you think if the team had made it into partnerships at the beginning of last year, as you were with the Guard, with your 4 players, then how do you think that would compare to the team that has now been down in Tier 2 and had that whole extra year together, having to build back up to this?
Yeah, my money is on MIBR and Sentinels tomorrow.
It's hard to tell, but I would say we wouldn't be as good as a team, honestly, if we got straight.
So see you then, maybe some grind before.
And we went from choking on lane at Reykjavik
Probably some grind before. And yeah, stay safe.
For us like a home team, I'll give them that.
Stay
it was still
chill.
a feeling of we're going into a new area to compete, and it's literally
see you
do or die.
tomorrow.